Coleman bringing it out to about the 34-yard line.
Afternoon, Ed. Afternoon, all. That first play had some good blocking from the special teams of the Colonials. Just opened up a path right in the middle there for Coleman, and they're going to start out with some pretty decent field position.
They are, Chris, and you know, it was a great opening kick there, and the Colonials really on a roll, coming off a big victory against Sacred Heart last week, and it'll be interesting to see how this offensive tandem of Jeff Sinclair and Shadrae King, if they can hook up again this week. Sinclair under center. He's got one man in the backfield. That's Miles Russ. He drops back, looks out, and he finds T.J. Green. Looks like about a gain of 2 there.
Good wrap and tackle there by Kawan Lee, the redshirt junior, one of the defensive backs for this Flames squad. Just able to make the open field tackle, wrap him, and bring him down. Yeah, that'll bring up now about 2nd and 6. So they're going to give him a little bit better spot than I had imagined. And they'll place it at the 37, as we're very early on in this game, Chris. And like I said, I'd like to just thank all of you for joining us here for another season of Colonial football on MCA and RMU TV. We'll be joined by our sideline reporter, Lanny Klein, throughout the game. Sinclair drops back, and he hands it off. And that's another rush there by Miles Russ. And that's Bolt bringing him down right there, the senior linebacker. It's going to be interesting to see, Ed. We were remarking before the game just at how large these defensive players are of the Flames compared to the Colonials.
Yes, Chris, and that's really, I think, where the test is going to be. They're a very big and strong team, and so the Colonials are going to have to combat that. And right now they're looking very early here in the game at a 3rd and 5. We'll see what the play call is as Sinclair's back under center. A quick out to Shadrae King. There's a flag on the play, and that's going to be a false start call. So that'll back them up 5 yards, and now they'll be looking at a 3rd and long instead of a nice short 3rd and 5. Not the way you want to start out against, is like we were just saying, a big, tough defense.
Not only are they big and tough, but the ranking actually shows that they're ranked in the what is now called the Football Championship Subdivision. And they just knocked off Ball State just last week.
That's correct, Chris, the alma mater of one David Letterman.
Most notable alum is me.
Well, I can't name another one. So Sinclair now, under center, he drops back. He's feeling pressure. Oh, he evades Russ. Nice block there, and he's going to run for it. Oh, he throws it, and there's going to be a completion to Miles Russ. Russ is going, he's going. He's at the 40, he's at the 35. He's to the 25, the 20, the 15, the 10, the 5, and that is a touchdown. Colonials, and the Colonials get on the board first. There are no flags on the field. An amazing play by Jeff Sinclair to buy time, a great block. And wow, Chris, how do you start that game?
Absolutely massive. It looked like the Colonials were starting to feel the pressure a bit against facing off against a ranked opponent for the first game at home here. But then you had Sinclair under just buckets load of pressure, but he was able to evade it. And the best thing is he was able to find the awareness to keep looking downfield as he scrambled, was able to find Russ, and then Russ did what Russ does.
And I think, Chris, you have to credit the offensive line on that. They provided a great block. It looked like number 96 for the Liberty Flames. That would be Darrell Robinson, as the extra point by Swalinski is good. So the Colonials with a 7-0 lead. But Robertson was rushing in, and I didn't see the number of the lineman, but threw a great block that was able to buy Sinclair time to roll out. And great awareness by Sinclair to not cross the line of scrimmage and find an open Miles Russ. And you know, when you have a guy with the feet like Miles Russ, he was just able to find a target and, you know, pick a lane and get down the field, because he is a fast guy.
Yeah, that's Russ. We usually see his talents from the line of scrimmage, of course, because he's the running back, but he was able to get the short pass, and then basically it's just a running play for him. Just find the holes, find the blocks, and he was able to find a big one up the middle, and then just whenever he got into the open field, there was no contest. You could see that was a touchdown all the way.
That's right, Chris. And in a game like this where they're going up against a ranked opponent in the the football championship division, you want to get on the board quick. You don't want to let them intimidate you and get that first score on the board. And the Colonials took that penalty there, pushed them back from a 3rd and 5 to a 3rd and 10, and the play call just happened to work out. They got some good blocking, and the Colonials now have the momentum. All that momentum that Liberty came in with, beating a team in Ball State, it's all gone now as the Colonials now have them down 7-0. And here's Garrett Clausen for the kick. Oh, it's a short little hopper.
I don't think he meant to do that.
No,
He especially didn't mean to do that.
And that'll be a penalty. Ooh. So we go from one extreme to the other. Not a very good kick by Clausen. The ball went out of bounds at what appeared to be about the 27-yard line. And so that will give Liberty the ball at the 40.
Don't know what happened there. It looked like he just maybe got under it a bit too much.
Yeah, it just kind of popped up in the air. It looked like it was, I wasn't sure if he was trying an onside. Put all the effort into it, and it just didn't end up well. So Liberty now takes the field. Back is Mike Brown, the 6', 205 redshirt junior in the shotgun formation. Two receivers wide to the left, and he's going to hand it off to number 5 and Corey Davis, and that'll be about a gain of 4.
It's going to be an interesting matchup to look at the rushing attack here, because Brown is very, very good on his feet. He leads the team in rushing, actually, in these first 2 games, and he's also the Big South Offensive Player of the Week the past 2 weeks running.
Yeah, Chris, and it'll be interesting because, you know, the defense was able to hold, you know, Sacred Heart to just 10 yards.
Hope for a similar performance for the Colonial faithful.
It's Brown again. He's going to throw it out over to number 7, B.J. Haynes, for a short gain of only 3. And that'll make it 3rd and 6, ball on the 44. Colonial's possession, 67 yards, 3 plays, only 2 minutes, 6 seconds on the time of possession.
Might have only been 2 minutes, Ed, but I think that first touchdown can really go a long way.
Yes, it can, Chris. So now the Colonials have to try and stop Liberty here. It's 3rd and 3, ball at the 47. This is the short yardage situations that you're going to see most likely through this game. No backs with Brown. Drops back, and that's going to be a completion. That should be enough for the first down. He's going to pick up 3 extra, and he gets out of bounds, and the Flames will find themselves with a first down.
Getting a sense of pattern here. They're trying to spread out the Colonials, looking to attack the secondary. They've gone 5 wide quite a bit, sometimes motioning one of those receivers into the backfield. And now, looks like they're trying to get the attack going quickly. And
not necessarily the Colonials' weak spot, but I would say they would have a much better run defense. Brown with the ball, another quick out. They've liked that quick out, and that time able to get away is number 2 for the Flames, and that is Irvin Garner, the redshirt junior. And that little quick out there, Chris, has been eating the Colonials here on this drive.
Yeah, and you think that they would go to the outside for the fact that a lot of the talent and also the experience of the Colonials defense is in the inside, notably Elias Navarro and Alex DeMichael, the 2 senior inside linebackers. So they're going to look to go to the outside where it's a bit less experienced for the Colonials. 2 men in the backfield for Brown, another quick out, again over to B.J. Hayes, and this time he's brought down very nicely by Marvin McCullough. Throws the shoulder into the legs, and he goes down, and that'll be a good stop there, but picks up the yardage. It's now 2nd and 3, and it seemed there for a while Liberty was moving the ball a lot quicker, calling quick plays, and now it seems like they've kind of settled it down a little here, and they went back into a huddle. The Colonials going to have to find a way to stop that. Yeah, and I think the defensive backs are going to be under a lot of pressure here. They're going to have to make a lot of open field tackles. Not much congestion there on the outside.
Brown with Davis next to him in the backfield. He's in the shotgun formation. Hayes out to the right. He's looking Hayes' direction. Oh, some nice pressure coming in. Gets rid of it fast, does Brown. And Colonials finally, that is DeMichael, able to bring down Corey Davis, who took that ball from out of the backfield. That should be enough for the first down.
Davis was able to shake off the first tackle. I think it's, as you said before, a matter of just how well conditioned the team is.
They're going to spot that one just a bit short. It'll be 3rd and 1, ball at the 23.
Still, they are doing a good job getting some pressure there.
And this is the, as we said, this short yardage situation. This is where the Colonials are going to really have to tighten down their defense.
This is the first time you've seen them in tight the whole game.
Mm-hmm. Referee winds the clock now. Oh, they did a measurement. That is actually going to be a first down. So now they bring it in. Brown under center. 2 men back. Hands off to Davis. And Davis is brought down short. And there's that run game. And Liberty keeping it away.
That makes that play call even more interesting, the fact it's the first down. If it was 3rd and 1 or 3rd and inches, then bunching them all up together and trying to win the battle in the trenches to get the first down would seem to be the logical thing to do. But right there, 1st and 10, it just looks like maybe they're trying to test the Colonials, see what works and what doesn't here in the early going.
No loss of 1 on the play, so it'll be 2nd down and 11. Split backs in the shotgun formation for Brown. He's got Hayes to his left, and he's going to fake it and then pitch it over to Hayes, and Hayes is brought down, looks like for possibly no gain or gain of 1, and so it'll bring up a long 3rd down here, almost to the red zone for the Flames. The Colonials, now that the Flames have pushed down further down the field, Chris, seems like the Colonials' defense has really tightened up here.
Yeah, well, it's an old adage that as you get further down the field, it's actually harder to score because you still got 11 guys on defense, but they've got less ground to cover.
Correct.
They still don't like it whenever they get into the red zone, though. The coaches don't.
Singles. He puts a man in motion. That's Hayes. Trips to the right. Brown drops back. He looks to the right. He's got a man. He creates separation, and that's a good catch. What a catch there by number 1, Chris Summer, in the end zone. And they really created the separation there. It was a good ball thrown by Brown. He put it to where only his receiver could catch it, and it looked as if there was some contact, but it appeared to be all legal, and Summers comes away with it. It'll be interesting to see the replay on that one.
Yeah, Brown
here it is right here.
Just able to loft it.
Oh, I'm sorry, this is the extra point, and it's good. So now we have a tie game with 8:39 left here in the first quarter. And we'd just like to take this opportunity to remind you that today's telecast is brought to you by Hometown Pizza. Hometown Pizza is homemade in your hometown. The ultimate QVQ, quality, value, and quantity from Hometown Pizza.
We're looking forward to some of that QVQ at halftime.
That'll be right. That's right, Chris. And now, if you're the Colonials, you know, you went down, scored quickly, 3 plays, 2 minutes and 6 yards, and now you had the Flames just kind of knock some time off the clock and methodically march it down the field, and now we're down to 8:39 left. What's the mindset now for the Colonials offense as they head back out onto the field after this kick?
Well, they have to do it again, and I think it has to start here on the kickoff because it started with a good return from Coleman to begin, but once they get up to the line, I think the offensive line is going to be huge in this game. They have to be because you saw the blocking that was on that touchdown pass, so they're going to have to get something very similar, a performance like that all throughout this game. They can't let up.
The Flames controlled the time of possession on that for 4 minutes, 15 seconds. They go 60 yards down the field after the out-of-bounds kick by Clausen following Robert Morris's touchdown. And there's the kick, a deep one, way back into the end zone. Receiving it is Anthony Coleman again. He's going to look for a man. He's going to make a move, makes a nice spin, and ends up getting a half-decent return. Looks like it'll be out to about the 19, 20-yard line, depending on the spot.
Kick got about 2 yards deep into the end zone, and although they were coming hard, the Flames, he was able to make something pretty much out of nothing because there are a lot of players in his face there. He's able to make some moves and get around to close to the 20.
They'll actually spot at the 19, Chris, so the Colonials will begin their drive from their own 19-yard line. Sinclair under center. He's got 3 men in the backfield. Shadre King also back there. And it's going to be a handoff to Miles Russ. Miles Russ finds a hole, and he looks like he's going to turn the corner. If he turns the corner, he could be gone. Big yardage to the 40, and he's out of bounds around the 44-yard line. A big run by Miles Russ, and the Colonials look like they may have found some sort of weakness on the Flames with Miles Russ really doing all the damage.
Well, the Flames' defensive linemen and their linebackers might be big, but they definitely lose in the speed department to Miles Russ, and I think that's what the Colonials have found out, so they're going to try and get Russ to the outside.
And here we'll take a look at the replay here, the hometown replay, before we start the play. And you'll see here, Chris, there it is. Russ finds a couple of holes, and it's a good blocking by the offensive line, as you mentioned. As they fake the run on this play, they fake the pass. Sinclair sells it well, but only about a gain of 1, and it'll now be 2nd and 9, ball at the 43-yard line. Great job there from our truck getting us the replays. because that was a good look, and it really described how you were talking about the blocking, Chris.
Yeah, it's all about the holes. Once they're created, Russ can just explode through them.
So now the Colonials break huddle. Sinclair under center. He drops back, and he's going to run for it. And looks like he'll pick up maybe 5 yards. Almost to midfield now. Looks to be about the 47, 46. So it'll be a 3rd and 6. And it looked like he was trying to pass there, but he did a good thing. He saw his receivers were covered, didn't take a chance, and just took what was available.
Yeah, you don't want to force passes, especially against a ranked team, because one pick six the other way, and it can just deflate a team. So although those plays don't look like they're all that big, a little 2-yard gain there by Sinclair can really come a long way.
King in motion. He's going to drop back, and that's a sack. Wow. Right up the middle, big number 41 for the Liberty Flames, Terry Adams, 6 foot, 255-pound senior, and he just came flying up the middle, unblocked, and Sinclair went down hard. Let's take a look at the hometown replay on that one.
Yeah, well, you're going to notice Sinclair isn't set. He's going to be dropping back, and then notice that it wasn't even really a tackle there. It was just more of a push by Adams to put him down, because Sinclair was off balance, and Adams obviously has the size advantage, so that will force the first punt of the game.
Schertzinger will come out for the first punt. Senior. Back to receive for the Flames is number 7, B.J. Hayes. Oh, watch out here. It's bouncing. A good hop there for the Colonials, and it looks like it'll be down to the 21-yard line. So a good punt there by Schertzinger. It looked for a minute there that the Flames were in trouble as they were pressing back hard. Right now, we'd like to toss it down to our field reporter, Lanny Klein. Lanny, what do you have for us?
All right, thanks, guys. A little bit of an interesting fact. This is only the second time in Robert Moore's football history where they have faced a nationally ranked opponent, the first being back in 2006 when the Colonials went into a 2-overtime thriller and they beat the Central Connecticut State Blue Devils 23-17. So let's hope for the same thing today. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Lanny. Always good stuff down there on the field. And so the Colonials trying to go up against history here. Let's see if they can get it done again. And not able to convert on that drive there, but they were able to get a good punt and play the field position game here with Liberty and make them charge much further down the field than they had to last time when they were able to start at the 40. Fake the handoff, fake the reverse, and it's going to be handed off. He'll get the ball out to the 25. Gain of 4 on the play.
Well, one thing I noticed on the last drive is the play calling was pretty good, to say the least, because they seemed to keep it short, just a quick screen, short, and then the touchdown pass was the one time they went long and down the field, and it seemed to have caught the Colonials off guard, although Brown did have a very nice pass there, only his receiver with the only chance at it.
Brown in the shotgun formation, Sir Chauncey Holloway next to him. Some pressure now. DeMichael in tight on Brown. Is he going to get to him? Ooh, grabs at his feet, and it doesn't look like he was able to get him, but he did go out of bounds. And we have a flag on the play. We'll wait for the call from the officials. Good pressure, though, by DeMichael to be able to get in there and really pressure Brown and put him on the run, as really the Colonials did a good job defending. No outlets for Brown.
Brown, not an easy target to bring down, though. He is very quick on his feet, as we mentioned.
We'll wait for the call here.
Illegal shift on the offense, 2-minute motion, 5-yard penalty, second down.
So that'll push the Flames back. It'll now be 2nd and 11 from the 20. And so the Colonials going to get another shot at this. Let's see if they can stop them. Again.
You have to be very careful when you're moving those guys around before the snap, because it's so easy to get one of those penalties.
And I think that would have been on Hayes, right? Who was in the motion there. So we'll have to watch to see how they do that. And I think that's the play they had been using, was that quick motion where they put the guy in motion and do a quick dump. But now Brown, backfield all alone, and someone breaks free, not able to get there. But a nice tackle there by number 58 for the Colonials. And that's going to be Robert Williams. And so only a gain of 2, 3rd and 9 for the Flames, and the Colonials defense doing a nice job on this drive. Take a look at the hometown replay, Chris.
Yeah, you're going to see some good pressure here from sophomore linebacker Holdman. It looks like he might have gotten a hand on it, but at the very least, he got some pressure, forced a a pass that would have been worse had he not been there, and now it sets up 3rd and long.
4 wideouts, 2 on each side. Brown back all alone. The Colonials with 3 men down. Some good pressure. Wide open in the middle, though, is number 7 again, B.J. Hayes, and he's brought down hard by number 17, Michael Richards, for the Colonials. Hayes looked like he had the whole middle of the field to work with.
And there it was again, short, 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 and then long, as the receiver was just in that spot between the cornerbacks and the safeties who were playing up high. So it was basically no contest, that reception.
And now they go back to 2 running backs. They're going to hand it off now, and that's to Sir Chauncey Holloway, and he's brought down at about midfield for about a gain of 3. They're going to say a gain of 2, ball will be at the 49, 2nd and 8.
Now, the running game isn't really getting them much yardage, but it could be more of a long-term plan. They're looking a couple downs ahead. If they keep the Colonials so that they have to respect the run, even if they're only going to get a few yards from it, then that means that there are players who are playing a bit more close to the line than maybe the Colonials want.
Corey Davis now back with Brown in the shotgun formation. Trips to the left. It's Hayes in motion again, and Brown's going to run this one right up the middle, and he had room, and it looks like he should have enough for the 1st down up to about the 43-yard line.
And that time he used the pass to set up the run. Nice pump fake, and then just took the whole off tackle there.
Not good. He's going to come up a yard short, so it'll be 3rd and 1. They'll place it at the 44, and that'll be interesting again here to see what the Colonials are able to do on another 3rd down play. This is where they really need to get out and, make them punt or, for that 3 and out. 2 men in the backfield with Brown. And Brown tries to run it. It's going to be close. We may see a measurement here. That's going to be very close, Chris. We'll have to see where they spot the ball.
And if it is short, this is going to
take a look at the replay here, Chris.
All right, so we are looking for about the 44.
It is going to be a 4th down. It comes up short, and Liberty going to keep the offense on the field. So a big turning point here in this game. 1 minute and 35 seconds left here in the 1st quarter. If you're just joining us, the game is tied at 7. And Brown now in the shotgun formation. He's going to call a timeout. So that'll stop the clock at 1:26 left here. Tied up at 7, and this is a big, big 4th down. The Colonials really need to take opportunity here.
Now this brings up the question, was Brown legitimately going to run a play and he didn't see something that he saw something that he didn't like and called the timeout? Or was it one of those coaches' moves where they try and get the other team off sides and then giving them the 1st down?
That's true. It'll be interesting to see how this plays out because they're at a weird spot on the field where it's kind of too far for a field goal, but it'll be a very tight punt. So it'll be interesting to see if they do bring the offense back out on the field here, or if they're going to send the punter out. But so far, Chris, you have to be impressed. The Colonials did give up some yardage and were allowed a 3rd down, but on a very short 3rd and 1 play, they were able to hold them. And, they're trying to get the 4th and out here, but it looks like Liberty is going to keep the offense on the field as the Colonials send back out their defenders.
Those short yardage plays are often won or lost by the big guys, too, up front. So the Colonials still haven't quite been broken by those huge offensive linemen of the Liberty Flames.
So here we go. It's a 4th and 1. Brown with split backs. He's got Hudson to his left. And he's going to run it again, and that is definitely... Oh, it's a fumble! And the Colonials... Oh! We'll see the bottom of that pile. It looked like a Colonial was close. Not able to jump on it. Liberty got there. Let's take a look at the replay. That is going to be a vicious pile. We'll see who comes out on top of it. Liberty signals that they have it, and the referee will do likewise. So Liberty will keep the ball. Colonials almost able to catch a break. Here's the hometown replay.
Yeah, it looked like that the Flames got the first down and that it was going to be, you know, a simple quarterback sneak for the first down. But then the ball comes loose, and then it was really up for grabs there.
So the Colonials faced with that 4th and 1, really trying to do it, but it looks like they're going to come out and get a measurement. That's after the fumble there, the spot of the ball. It's going to be interesting. It looks like they're calling for the chains to come out. So let's take a look here and see if the Colonials can't get lucky after that fumble. The ball had went backwards, Chris, and so it'll be interesting to see what happens here. Let's take a look. Great shots here by our camera crew. They're going to stretch the chains, and it comes up just short, and the Colonials have held Liberty, and now Jeff Sinclair and his offense will come back out on the field. Now, Chris, we'll definitely take a look here at the hometown instant replay.
Yeah, it looked like it was going to be a first down, but the fact is that it was fumbled, and then it went backwards, as you said, and because really, it looked like an obvious first down at first.
Correct. But with that fumble, bringing it back, sorry for the technical difficulties there. We'll get you the hometown replays, though, throughout the game. And now the Colonial offense back out on the field. Sinclair back under center. He's got the L to the left. And he's going to hand it off to Miles Russ. No, he fakes it. He's going deep. He's going way deep into double coverage. That ball is going to be way too long for Anthony Coleman, the junior. But you got to like the play fake. And Liberty had bought it until the safety was able to come over and assist there and stopping and making it double coverage. We'll take a look here at the replay.
Yeah, it looked like Brandon Robinson and Kawan Lee, the two double teaming him in there. And that pass, yeah, too far ahead. But I do agree with you, Ed. I do like that they're testing that secondary. They're going long off the play fake, trying to cause some confusion amongst the ranks of the Liberty defense.
And I think it worked well because they didn't look like they'd expected it. You know, Sinclair really sold it and threw the long ball, and hopefully we'll see more like that. I formation behind him, twins to the left. He's going to face some pressure. He shakes off one man. He rolls out to his right, and he's going to throw, and that's just going to be out of bounds. A smart play by Sinclair. That'll bring up a 3rd and 10, and does a smart thing there. You're against a ranked team. You don't want to throw a bad ball. Don't throw it into coverage. Just toss it out of bounds.
Yeah, you've got good field position off of the turnover on downs. Plus, you also have everybody downfield seemingly covered pretty well, so you don't want to make a mistake. That was a good move by a man who started at quarterback as a true freshman, and he's seemingly picking up some of the finer aspects of the game at a pretty good pace.
Anthony Coleman's going to check back into this game. He'll be out to the left. Jamie Cobb, Jamie Cobb down to the right. Sinclair hands it off, though, to Miles Russ, and Russ able to get to about the 48-yard line. And we'll bring up what appears to be 4th down.
Yeah, Russ got a block upfield, but he wasn't able to find that open space that he has thrived in so far in this game.
Ooh, 4th and 1, Chris. He just missed it. So it looks like Colonials are going to keep their offense on the field. And so now the table is turned with 57 seconds left here in this first quarter. Colonials bringing in the big guys. Sinclair with Shadre King in motion. He's going to hand it off, and that's the big number 22 for the Colonials, and that is Josh Kyle. And let's see if they have enough.
It didn't look like it. The Liberty fans seem to agree.
Yeah, it's not going to be enough, and it's going to be a first down, a turnover on downs, and it'll go back to the Liberty Flames with 50 seconds left here in the first quarter. So a couple of 4th down tries there, and neither team able to convert. And the Colonial play calls on that, not what we had seen for the other drives.
No, it's interesting. The past 2 minutes seem to have been played between the 40s here.
So now the Flames bring their offense back out. Brown back in that shotgun that they love so much with Corey Davis to his left. He's going to continue to drop back. Colonials pressuring through. Now they have 2 men. It's 91. And, just misses him. And Brown, he's got legs, man. Just keeps running all the way down to the 36, 35-yard line. Had to have run about 100 on that play, Chris, as he dropped back, rolled to his left, went all the way probably back to at least the 35, and then back up over to about what they're going to call the 36. We'll take a look at the hometown replay.
Excellent block in the backfield, too. We really want to take another look at that because one block took out 2 guys.
That's the very end of that play there, as now we go shotgun for Brown again. Both to his left, a low snap, and he's just going to pitch it out for B.J. Hayes, and he's forced out of bounds by Colonial player Elias Navarro, the co-NEC Defensive Player of the Week last week.
It's been some good lateral movement from the Colonials defense, though, because they've been trying to get to the outside, as we said, is where the more inexperienced players are, but they've been keeping up with them, and they've been squaring up to them and keeping them from getting too much yardage.
And that's really been what we've seen as Liberty's staple here, is now we have reached the end of the first quarter, but Liberty has been using those quick plays out to the sides and keeping everything very close to the line of scrimmage and throwing, little shovel passes or splitting them out. So it'll be interesting to see how the Colonials can combat that for the rest of the game, because that is where Liberty has had their bread and butter. So the teams will switch sides. We'll begin our second quarter here in a quick second as we take a look at a replay from this last play of the first quarter. Break it down for us, Chris.
Okay, low snap, as you said, then a pitch out to the outside, and then 2 Colonials players teaming up there, breaking off from the inside to the outside to shut off any space they could find. And that was just a good play by the Colonials defense, I think.
Great analysis, Chris. And like we were saying, the Colonials are going to have to find a way to not crowd the line of scrimmage and give them the deep ball, but be able to be mobile enough to get out to the quick out and get there in time. As the men's basketball team on the field there, you see them walking out. And they have a new head coach this year, Andrew Toole. We had a chance to interview him over on Colonial Sports Center on RMU TV, and hopefully they'll shape up for a great season after having won the Northeast Conference last year and almost defeating Villanova.
It's going to be some high expectations for Coach Toole because of the past 2 years, but I have little doubts that he can live up to them. Right now, the Colonials living up to some expectations, seeing how they're picked second in the NEC this year.
That's right, Chris. And here will be the test. They're 2nd and 8 now for Liberty. Ball at the 35. They've switched ends. We'll begin our second quarter with this play. Looks to be a change of quarterback. That is number 12 in for Liberty, Tyler Brennan. Flag on the play. And looks like he threw it over to Mike Brown. Was that a wildcat formation there, Chris?
Oh, you've seen it popularized in college football, and now it's starting to make its rounds in the NFL as well. So some offensive coordinators.
Looks like they call a penalty there on the Colonials.
So some offensive coordinators able to find some quality in it.
So that'll make it now 2nd and 3 for the Flames. And it appears that Tyler Brennan is going to stay in this game. And Mike Brown is going to be a wideout. So we do see this wildcat formation, 2 men deep. And it's going to be a handoff to Sir Chauncey. And Sir Chauncey Holloway is downed in the backfield by the Colonials at about the 30, 35-yard line. Take another look here at the hometown replay as now Brennan is going to exit the game.
Brilliant work by Navarro there. He's only going to get half of a sack there, but it appeared to be Roberts who brought him down. So assisted him, I should say.
Sorry, pardon me, Chris. It'll be 3rd and 7 now. Loss of about 5 on the play, so the ball placed at the 34, and now Brown back in that shotgun formation. Four wideouts, and he's got all time down the middle of the field. There's a flag on the play. That will be enough to the first down, for the first down completion to Pat Kelly, the sophomore, but a flag back in the backfield, and it looks like that'll be backing Liberty up. As we listen in here.
I thought they did a good job picking up the blocks.
That's going to be a holding call.
A little too good.
So that'll make it now 3rd and 17. And so the Colonials, with some help from Liberty, pushing them back. Now with a 3rd and 17 with that flag. 13:50 left here in the second quarter. If you're just joining us, Robert Morris was able to get on the board quickly and get a 7-0 lead early, and then answered back on the following drive by Liberty to tie it up at 7, and that's where we stand now as Mike Brown has 5 wideouts to try and convert this 3rd and 17. He's standing back in the shotgun formation, back at his own 50, throws it, and that is not going to be enough for the first down, as that is completed over to Chris Summer, who is out of bounds at about the 34-yard line. So that'll bring up a 4th and 7. And looks like they're going to attempt the field goal is Liberty. The holder will be Brown.
This looks like it'd be about a 51-yarder.
And Matt Bevins with the attempt. Brown with the hold. And it's no good. So the Colonials now 3 straight turnover on downs, Chris. And the Colonials offense back on the board.
Yeah, the punters haven't been getting much work. There's been one from Searchinger earlier on, but other than that, this has all been played by the offensive players pretty much, offense and defense.
And so Alex DeMichael and that Robert Morris defense able to keep Liberty off the board and giving the offense a chance to get back out here and put some points up for the Colonials. Sinclair under center. Russ in the backfield. Evans in motion. Hand off to Russ. Russ going to create a hole. Cuts back. He's going to make a spin move and looks like appears to get about a gain of 5 or 6. And Miles Russ, he's got some moves, Chris, and just able to always find a hole and get away to get positive yardage.
Yeah, and he's only 5'8", 170, but he was able to shake off a few tackles here, as we'll take a look here on the hometown replay. That's 1, 2, spinning, and then finally brought down in a cluster of players at about the 41, they'll say.
He just keeps those feet moving, Chris, and doesn't allow for, negative gains. So now Sinclair sends a man over to the left. That's going to be Jamie Cobb, and looks like the Colonials, with some miscommunication, they're going to burn a timeout here with 12:30 remaining here in the second quarter. And that's not a bad time to call. You got 3, and, you're in the second quarter, so it's not like you're going to get to carry them over.
Not to mention Liberty called one as well, so they're on even ground in the timeout territory here. But, yeah, that was a good gain by Russ. You love it whenever you get those big gains off a first down, because whenever you have 2nd and short, it really opens up the playbook for you, because even if you say go for a long pass or something and it's incomplete, then you've got 3rd and short, and you've still got some options on the table.
So as the Colonials are huddled up here trying to find the play that will enable them to get the first down, it's going to be a 2nd and 3 at the 41. We just like to take this opportunity again to let you know that this telecast is brought to you by Hometown Pizza. Hometown Pizza, homemade in your hometown, the ultimate QVQ, quality, value, and quantity from Hometown Pizza. So as the timeout is over, the team's back onto the field now, and let's see what the Colonials have drawn up here for this 2nd and 3. 12:30 remaining here in the second quarter. I'm at Albert alongside Chris Baginski in case you're just joining us. And Chris, we have a 2nd and 3 here. Let's see how the Colonials are able to face. Sinclair under center. Puts Evans in motion. Russ in the backfield. He's going to stutter. He's going to get wrapped up, and that's going to be a big loss. He's claiming his knee never touched the ground, and he keeps running to about the 45-yard line. It will not count.
There is in the FCS no sort of challenge, so he was basically running just to get a little jog in.
We'll take a look at the replay. Let's see if his knee actually did touch or not touch the ground. There you see Evans in motion. And just keeps going. I don't know. He might have had something there. He landed right on top of him.
Yeah,
great job there by the crew.
He fell right on top of Chris Mayo, and it is very hard to determine whether or not that was a sack. But like you said,
And the Colonials burn another timeout with more miscommunication. Looks like they might have had too many men on the field. Yeah, 12 men on the field there for the Colonials.
Good catch.
So Sinclair caught it, called another timeout, and it looked like that one's going to be, it looked like they were pushing Anthony Coleman off the field. So now the Colonials quickly burned 2 timeouts, and now the timeout not looking so good as it's 11:43
yeah,
left.
The first timeout was all right. This second one, not so much.
So the Colonials, with the 12 men on the field, they're able to catch it before it becomes a penalty, making it, 3rd and 19 instead of 3rd and 14. But just some miscommunication, and you can't have that happening when you're going up against a ranked opponent like Liberty and, ruining some what could be potential necessary strategy by now limiting yourself to 1 timeout here before the half ends, and still a good chunk of change left here in the first quarter.
It's going to be an interesting second quarter, I think, having all this time. It's tied at 7. So far, if you asked people before the game, I don't think they would think that it was this close.
I would have to agree with that, Chris. We were having a chat with one of the players, one of the coaches this morning, and they were telling us that, if you can't get up for this game, then you can't get up for anything. Sinclair back, he's looking deep. He's looking way deep, and that ball is going to be, almost picked off. It looked like it was a bit underthrown. That was almost picked off there by Larry Claiborne, the defensive back, but TJ Green was getting there. It looked like the ball had appeared to be underthrown, but TJ Green was right there when that ball came. It looked to be just a little bit underthrown and did a nice job to not have the interception, but also gave himself almost a chance to convert.
That wasn't an easy pass from about the 30-yard line to about the 35, and it was a bit underthrown, as you said. Green couldn't get to it, but he was able to break up the pass from Claiborne, setting up this punt.
Schertzinger now back to punt, and waiting for it is going to be B.J. Hayes. That's a nice long punt by Schertzinger. Hayes takes it at about the 19. He runs all the way around the other side of the field, getting some good blocking, finds a hole, and eventually looks like, there is a flag on the play right now, as it looks like Hayes got out of bounds at around the 34-yard line. But we'll see what the flag is. A great punt, though, by Schertzinger, Chris.
Really was. Got a lot of air under that.
And we'll wait for the call. And it's an illegal block in the black, so that'll push the Flames back even farther. Or will the Colonials elect for a re-kick? They will not. And they'll just push Liberty back, so that'll make it 1st and 10 from the 30. With 11:18 left here in the first half. We'll take a look here at the penalty, Chris. Go ahead and show us where. Break it down for us.
Well, it's difficult to determine exactly where it was. They said it was around the 40. That's where the flag was thrown. And it was on this near side, so I'm not sure if we quite caught it.
A bit tough to tell, but now Mike Brown brings back his offense on the field, and he tried to hand the ball off and didn't get rid of it in time, and then stumbled and fell right down to his knees. So that'll be what appeared to be maybe a loss of 2. So 2nd and 12 from the 21.
That field turf can sometimes be unforgiving, Ed, and when you take a wrong step, you're down on your face.
Yeah, I believe one of our associate producers had the same type of problem, giving him grief with his toe. But now Brown back. He's got 1 man deep with him, and he's going to hand it off to that man, and that is number 5, Corey Davis. And the Colonials do a good job of limiting his gain. It looks like they will gain about 5 to make it only 3rd and 7.
You see a lot of different running backs. We saw Lee, we saw Davis, we saw Sir Chauncey Holloway. They utilize a lot of different looks and a lot of different running backs. And then, of course, you have Mike Brown, who's almost like another running back with his speed.
Yeah, and really it's been Brown that's really been killing the Colonials all day. He's back in the shotgun again with Corey Davis. He's got 4 wideouts. Puts one of them in motion now. That's Chris Summer. Drops back, and he's feeling the pressure from the Colonials. The man that was closest to him was number 53 for the Colonials, and that was Steve Mitchell. And the Colonials eventually bring him down very close to first down situation there and we'll have to wait for the spot.
4th and short has been the story of this game so far.
And it's been the defenses in those situations that have really stepped up, but that is going to move the change. It'll be a first down for the Flames with 9:48 now remaining in the first half.
Give it up for the defense, though. Some good pressure put on by them, but Brown just so quick.
Colonials quickly making a substitution. They bring in Mike Lovely, the big D lineman, into this game. Brown fakes the handoff. He's looking, and he's going to go turn to the feet after some pressure. Colonials try some leg tackles, not able to bring him down. He's still on his feet at midfield and finally brought down at the 50 by the Colonials, number 21 in Marvin McCullough. Colonials have to find a way to contain Brown's legs, Chris.
Yeah, well, what was it you said? They were trying several leg tackles, which defensive coaches hate seeing this. They love to see them wrap and tackle, basic football fundamentals here. There's one missed. There's another one missed. There's another one missed. And then finally,
Brown fakes the hand. He does give it the handoff, and right up the middle is to Corey Davis, and that's a big gain. Corey Davis just able to rush right up the middle. It appeared that Brown was going to fake the handoff, and Davis snuck his arm in there, grabbed that ball, and rushed for a gain of 7. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off there, Chris.
That's all right. It was eventually Landers who brought him down as he was able to square up to him and put him down. But you have to wrap and tackle. That's what they teach you from Pee Wee.
Now Brown again. He's going to look out, and he's going to find B.J. Hayes, and Hayes will be down at the 40 by McCullough.
The Flames working the outside again, trying to get something going there.
This will bring up a 3rd and 1. So another short yardage situation. See if the Colonials can combat this one, or else Liberty will force them to look at another long field goal attempt or perhaps a punt.
Always interesting play calling on 3rd down by Liberty. You never quite know what they're going to do.
Brown hands it off, this time to Sir Chauncey Holloway, and he stretches ahead for the first down yardage. Unless the spot is going to be a bit different here. Looks like he appeared to stretch across, unless they're going to say he was down. Looks like we have an injured player on the field. It is going to be enough for the first down right now as an injured Colonial on the field. When we get a number here, folks, we'll take a look. Still trying to gather a number here as the medical staff attends to the downed Colonial at about the 39-yard line.
It's someone in the 90s. It's a defensive lineman.
As more medical staff comes out, Liberty was able to pick up the first down with 7:46 left here in the first half. Let's right now, while we have the opportunity during this injury timeout, let's send it down to our field reporter, Landon Klein. Lanny?
Yeah, thanks, guys. So far, so good for the Robert Morris defense. They look extremely impressive. After the first 2 games of the season where they gave up 31 points and 28 points, they've held the high-powered offense of the Flames to only 7 points here in the first half. So in order for Robert Morris to win this game, look for them to keep up the defensive play. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Lanny. And as we just saw, this was big number 98, Chris Roberts, coming off the field that was injured, the 6'1", 285 senior, and he did walk off the field under his own power. But now Brown, he's got 5 wideouts, 3 to his right in the shotgun formation. He looks immediately to his right, and he finds Hayes, and Hayes is going to be brought down by a group of Colonials at about the 30-yard line.
There was some solid blocking downfield from some of the receivers, actually, of the Flames, as it was Pat Kelly who did a cut block that was able to get his man a few extra yards.
And Brown has been immediately looking, after he gets that ball from the snap, immediately has been turning and tossing it to someone and not really giving the Colonials an opportunity to think about where it's going. That ball is handed off to Sir Chauncey Holloway as a flag comes down onto the field. It appears it could be a holding call, Chris. My guess would be it would go against number 79 for the Flames, Soren Wendland, the 290 redshirt senior. Oh, it's going to be on 62, Alex Statler.
Well, it was hard to tell because both of them looked so frazzled on this play. They looked out of sync as the Colonials able to put some pressure on there.
Yeah, there it is, and there you see the flag coming in, and that'll bump the Flames back now. Second down, 13 yards to go from the 31-yard line. So the Colonials defense has been on the field a lot in this second quarter, something that hopefully as the game goes on, the offense will be able to help, rectify that situation. Brown now puts Davis in motion. Excuse me, that's Hayes. He drops back, and now he is pressured. Oh, Navarro just not able to get to him. He tucks in, he's going to look to pass again, and he's going to find Sir Chauncey Holloway at the 39-yard line. Excuse me, no, that is the 41 they're going to mark that at. My apologies. That'll bring up 3rd and 11.
Navarro looked like he could have had a sack there, but he just loses his footing. He was able to get around the outside to the left of Brown, but still good pressure by everybody else, and it forced a short pass and a 3rd and long.
And the Flames going with this quick offense again. Brown with 5 wide receivers. He looks down the middle and not able to make the catch there is Irvin Garner. The junior appeared to have all of the space in the world to make that catch. Is not much pressure put on and not able to do it, and that'll bring up a 4th and 11. And so the Colonials defense has stood tall for the lengthy period of time that they've been out there, Chris.
And they're doing what every defense wants to do, and that's put pressure on the quarterback. Brown not having much time to do much of anything there. And whenever he's looking pass, well, he's looking pass.
Mike Larson now out to punt for the Flames, and back to receive for the Colonials is Anthony Coleman. Oh, that's a very nice punt. That looks like that'll go out at about the 15-yard line. No, the referee comes up. It'll go out. Wow, what a good play there for the Colonials. The 25-yard line appeared from our vantage point, Chris, where we're positioned for today's game, that it went much farther than that before it went out of bounds. And so the referee's giving us a very nice spot. And so the Colonials will begin this drive with 5 minutes and 32 seconds remaining here in the second quarter from their own 25-yard line. And let's see if they can methodically put a drive together, take some of that time off the clock, and get a score here before the halftime break.
Not much of a net gain on that punt at all. The first that we've seen of Larson.
So now here's Sinclair. He's under center. He's got Russ deep. The man in motion is Evans. And it's a handoff to Russ. And Russ breaks the corner and looks like he's going to pick up first down yardage. And there on the sidelines is pushed by one of the Liberty players. That was Corey Freeman on the sideline there. Looked like he was messing around with Miles a little bit, but looked like it was just all in good sportsmanship.
We'd certainly hope so, because it's been a clean game so far. Both teams just lining up, playing each other toe-to-toe, and it was Russ on that play, able to find just that slither of open space on the far sideline and able to get a first down.
Yeah, and it appeared that they weren't going to give him the first down at first, and then after some deliberation, they do give it to him. So a first down now. Russ back in that backfield. Sinclair, he's going to hand it off to him again, and Russ right around that left corner again, this time only getting about 2 yards, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 8.
You'll love to see it in the running back, Ed. He keeps moving. The legs keep moving. He'll try and spin off a tackle there, and that, although it wasn't exactly the largest gain in the world, only 2 yards, he fought for both of those yards, Ed.
That's right, Chris, and you've really seen more of Miles Russ in this game as opposed to last game where you saw, Sinclair and Shadre King hooking up and being the story of the game. And right now, for the Colonials offense, it has been Miles Russ. As we speak of, King is now in motion. 2 backs for Sinclair. And he's going to pitch it out to Russ. And Russ finds a nice hole, a great block there for the Colonials. And Russ gets it out to the 50. That was number 74 for the Colonials with a great block, Justin Criado. And Chris, that's the blocking that the Colonials need.
And especially blocking on the outside. The more room you create for Miles Russ, the better. And it looked like Carlos Andrade also had a great block on the far side. some more of that senior leadership that the Colonials need here.
That's right, Chris. And so he picks up another first down, and he'll come out for a spell, and it'll be Sinclair now. He has King in motion again. He's got TJ Green out to his left, and this time it's going to be a handoff to big number 34 for the Colonials, and that time Jeff Link is able to pick up a fair amount of yardage on the spell for Miles Russ, who's really been the tank all game.
Good gain. The Colonials using the fullback here. And it looked like there was a little bit of movement in the neutral zone by the defense right there in the middle. But Link able to get off tackle and get a nice gain, especially for a fullback. You expect them for short yardage situations, but
right.
5 yards is a pretty solid gain for a fullback.
And it's a good way to change it up against the Liberty Flames defense, not expecting something like that. But Link comes out of the game, into the game now is Dante Howard in motion. That's Coleman. Sinclair drops back. He looks across the middle, and he's going to find Anthony Coleman, that man that went in motion. Coleman with a nice grab, a little bit of a low throw by Sinclair, but Coleman able to catch it and gets enough yardage for the first down.
Not quite sure that Sinclair was set on this play because it was a low throw. Luckily not low enough for the Colonials that it hit the turf. Coleman able to get that one up. But yet another first down, and well, as you were saying, this could be one of those drives that the Colonials just methodically move down the field, but they've got to keep playing smart because a turnover could really turn the whole game around.
That's right, Chris. And so Coleman comes in, one play, gets a first down, comes out, congratulated by his teammates, and the new set of guys out there now. Sinclair, he's going to pitch it out to Miles Russ again. A great block again, but it looks like maybe a flag thrown in there on the play and nothing able to get going on that run. We'll take a look here to see what the flag is. Appeared to be another great block by Carlos Andrade for the Colonials. We'll wait for the call. So the Colonials get caught with the illegal shift. That'll back them up 5 yards, and so it'll be a 1st and 15. And so now the Colonials will have to deal with some setbacks here, but the way this drive's been going, hopefully they'll be able to, get their run game back on the, on the up and up and, able to push past it.
1st and 15, not really the end of the world. You've still got you've got until 4th down, obviously, so the playbook's still open. You've got a lot of choices.
Green and Coleman, twins down to the right side of Swalinski. Has some time. He finds in the middle Jeff Link. Oh, and Link flipped up and over, but catches that ball very nicely. And he's brought down at about the 45. And Link, he's been very instrumental on this drive. We'll take a look at the hometown replay, Chris. Break it down for us.
They're really distributing the ball to everybody, especially to Link, who's seen it twice on this drive. There you can see Link looked like he was just going to be blocking early on, but then he makes his way downfield, and he's able to make the grab, setting up a 2nd and 4.
So a good way to recover from that penalty. Ball spotted at the 35-yard line, a 2nd and 4, as you mentioned. Green out to the left. Coleman in motion. And it's pitched out to Miles Russ, and Russ all the way down to the 25-yard line. Gain of 10, and that'll be the first down. And appeared he got out of bounds, stopping the clock at 1:57 seconds.
I like a little bit of the trickery they're doing. They're moving Coleman in motion to the other side, and then they're going the complete opposite direction. You see it a lot, but I feel that it needs to be pointed out. And again, it's trying to get into the defense's heads, trying to confuse them a little bit. And that, it appears the Colonials have accomplished that, at least in some regard here late in the first half.
Well, Chris, they're switching up the play calling and making the Liberty respect all of the things the Colonials can do. As Sinclair now drops back, some great blocking from his offensive line. He goes deep, and he finds in the end zone, number 9, Jamie Cobb, the junior wide receiver, and the Colonials are on the board. No flags on the field. Colonials touchdown with 1:31 left here in the second quarter. Chris, unbelievable drive.
Well, I remember last game that Sinclair had a big completion to Jamie Cobb. And it looks like Cobb got himself another one here. Here you can see a good block in the backfield there, nice cut block. And then he just puts it high, and Cobb knew exactly where he was. He knew exactly where the ball was. It was kind of like that unspoken communication between quarterback and receiver, and he makes the touchdown grab.
And here's Clausen for the point after attempt, and it's good. This drive, 8 plays, 75 yards, taking a total of 4 minutes and 1 second off the clock. The Colonials now lead 14-7. And Chris, on that play, I'm not sure if we can take another look at that replay, but when Jamie Cobb went back, it seemed to be delayed, like the ball was hanging in the air a bit, and Cobb was waiting there for it. And part of the reason I think that it maybe was a good catch was that he was covered by number 32, Chris Mayo, who is a freshman defensive back. If you'll take another look here at the hometown replay, there you see Sinclair dropping back, some great blocking, and then right there you'll see the freshman losing track of where the ball is, and, you know, Jamie Cobb right there waiting for it, knowing his role in this play, and just not, you know, the freshman not knowing, you know, where to be and missing his call.
It was a case of playing the man and not the ball. And say that pass was incomplete and Mayo made contact there. That easily could have been a pass interference because he wasn't even facing the quarterback and the ball. He was focused entirely there on his receiver, Jamie Cobb. So really, that was just a bad play deep in the secondary there for the Flames.
So with 1:31 left, Clausen approaches for the kickoff. Back deep to return for the Flames is B.J. Hayes, and he bobbles that one, able to pick it up, though, no harm there. And he's going to find a hole, and eventually, oh, wow, a great bring down there by the Colonials' Michael Landers right there on top of it, as it appeared that Hayes thought he had a hole, and Landers shut that down very quickly with 1:26 left here in the first half.
Yeah, it wasn't the best of kicks. It was a bit short, but the special teams coverage unit able to sort of rectify that situation. Here it is. The kicks bobbled, and then there's the hole. Oh, wait, no, that's not a hole. That's Michael Landers. And that is going to be me stopped at the 35-yard line.
So Mike Brown leads the charge out for his Liberty Flames again. Sends a man in motion. That's number 5, Corey Davis. So now 5 wide receivers in the shotgun formation. Immediately looks to his right and finds a man, and that is Irvin Garner. And he'll be down at the 46-yard line.
Quick play, quick first down. And we have to bring up the timeout situation. They've got 2, the Flames do, so plenty of time. And the play's already started.
Oh, wow. Looked like some miscommunication there. Brown dropped back. A lot of the Liberty players did not make any movement. He threw it to what appeared to be an open man, and it's about 3 Colonials in the vicinity. And we're able to break it up. So 2nd and 10, the clock stopped. Ball at the 46-yard line, and 1:11 left here in the first half. This is a big test for the Colonials defense that did so well last week against Sacred Heart, and here today they've been able to hold Liberty to 7 points on this quick hurry-up drive. It'll be a real test to see just how much this Colonials defense can handle. There's to Brown, some pressure in. He tosses it back out across the middle, finds Irvin Garner, and Garner able to stretch across the 45 to about the 44-yard line. They'll mark it at the 43, and that'll be 1:05 left here in the first half for another first down in this hurry-up mode. Here's Brown back again, looking for Garner again. Now he's going to run. He's going to fake the throw, and he's just going to toss it away. Good play by Brown.
True, because what we've said about the Colonials not wanting to make mistakes, well, it applies to the Flames now because they're down by 7, so they're under a bit of pressure. But 2 plays ago, just have to point out that there was a good block on the end there. Nolan Neerhoof had some speed, and it looked like he could have possibly made a play on Brown, but the offensive line doing well, especially on the ends.
And, you know, Liberty doesn't need to fall into the trap of saying, oh, well, we're better than this. We can pretty much throw the ball anywhere. You got to take them at heart. But now Brown back deep again, and he throws it into some coverage. And right there, oh, and they're going to call him on that. They're going to call Michael Landers for a late hit or what could be some sort of unsportsmanlike conduct. Chris Summers went up for the ball there. I'm pretty sure. Hopefully we can get a replay here. But Chris Summers goes up for the ball, and the ball had already passed Landers. Hopped up and still gave him a little bit of a nudge in the air, and he fell down. Now the medical training staff comes over, and flags come out immediately. I think that's going to be some sort of personal foul, Chris, and that's not going to be good for the Colonials. It's now the 48 seconds left, and that'll put them way down deep, Liberty down deep into the territory.
I'm going to have to reserve judgment on this one until I see it.
Joe Walton there on the sidelines looking scowling, and he does not seem to be too happy with this call.
It appeared that they were just going up for the ball. Landers was airborne, and by the time the ball was uncatchable, he just hit his man there.
It seemed that Landers was already in midair performing the move before Summers had gone up, and well, Summers jogs off under his own power, so wonder how much of that was an act here late in the first half. Personal foul. In
the words of Bernie Kukor.
48 seconds remain here, and that's going to be a big hit for the Colonials.
Well, it was certainly a big hit for Chris Summer.
So that'll move the ball now up to the 28-yard line. Liberty with 2 timeouts remaining. 48 seconds left here in the second quarter. Brown goes to the sidelines there, grabs a play, comes back in. And let's see how the Colonials defense can handle it. They've faced so much adversity from Liberty here and able to hold them. Hopefully they can take it and get it done one more time here as they break the huddle. Brown, 3 receivers to his right, 1 down to his left. He's got a man in the backfield next to him. He's going to turn immediately and do that quick out pass to Hayes. And Hayes is down right near first down yardage. Looks like he was able to pick it up depending on the spot, and now inside the red zone with 38 seconds left.
Richards had an opportunity to break down Hayes, but Hayes just too much speed, too much power, and it looks like he may have the first down.
Yeah, I think he did, and he lost his helmet there because he had nothing but power and was able to pick up that first down.
That's one side there, that you have nothing but power when your helmet comes off.
Take a look at the replay, the hometown instant replay. You'll see where the helmet comes off quickly as the Flames rush back on the field. They elect not to burn a timeout. 30 seconds left. They hand it off now, and there's a flag. Looks like what could be a false start. And it is.
Sometimes it's smarter to just take the timeout, especially when you have 2.
Yeah, so instead of electing to take 1 of their 2 remaining timeouts, they lose 5 yards, pushes them back out of the red zone to the 23-yard line. Now a 1st and 15, 29 seconds left. They lose those seconds that they tried to gain instead of just using a timeout. And it looks like now we do have a timeout on the field. And Liberty does now burn a timeout, so I'm not sure what they thought they were accomplishing.
And with 29 seconds, right now, if you're Liberty, you're kind of in limbo right now because you're not quite sure when it comes down to your play calling of what exactly to call because of the fact that now time is a factor because you only have 1 timeout. So if you, say, get a short completion and you don't get the first down, then the time's going to wind. You're going to have to set yourself up because they want to come out of this with at least 3 points.
That's right. And like you're saying with the time, 29 seconds, they've got a 1st and 15, so they have 23 yards to get to that end zone. So they're either going to have to look for some quick strikes to the end zone or get down, spike the ball for a first down, use that other timeout that they have. So it's going to be interesting to see how Liberty manages this clock here and how the Colonials can take, go against that.
If they don't get a touchdown, I'm guessing that timeout's going to be used to get the field goal unit out at some point.
4 wide receivers. Davis to his right. He's going to go out. Brown going to run with it, and he, stretches all the way up to the 15-yard line. Some poor tackling there by the Colonials. Ball spotted. That'll be enough for the first down as 18 seconds now left on the clock. It looked like Brown was a bit upset with the Colonials, saying that they were holding him down so he couldn't continue to get up and make a play, and now it's going to be timeout for Liberty as they have to take it now. So very interesting play calling here.
That'll fall a bit short of the first down, actually, and that's what they feared, is because they kept it on the ground. Brown was going for the first down and was going for that stoppage of clock temporarily while they stopped the ball.
And got stopped.
But now You have no timeouts left. You have 18 seconds. So basically, the playbook is now condensed into passes to the end zone.
And therein lies the problem for what just happened. He was trying to get to that first down, and just not able to do it. Brought down at that 15, and so now looks like they're going to reset the clock, put a few more seconds on there. Makes it 20 seconds, so a little bit extra time to work with in case they did need to spike the ball and get a field goal unit out there, but not the ideal situation for Liberty, who had 2 timeouts only 10 seconds ago and now have 0.
I could see Liberty keeping it on the ground, though, and trying to get those 8 yards. They're confident in the feet of Mike Brown, so it's very possible that that's what they'll do, but it wouldn't be the best choice, in my opinion.
So a 2nd and 8, ball at the 16, 20 seconds left. Brown back in the shotgun. He has Davis next to him. 4 wideouts. Here's the snap. He drops back. He looks. He takes time across the middle. Oh, what a play there by the Colonials. Number 33, the defensive back, Brad Bannis. Oh, he's a linebacker, excuse me. Getting back there into coverage and breaking that up to what looked to be a short touchdown. Take a look at the replay. Break this down for us, Chris.
This is even more impressive because Bannis, a sophomore linebacker, where you can see plenty of time, but he's just able to get that hand in there, bat it away.
Pardon me, folks. He had fooled me. He was so far back in the coverage that it just fooled me, so I apologize. So now we're back into the shotgun formation. 4 wide receivers. Davis still in that backfield with Brown. Brown drops back again, looks back to the middle, and that time another great breakup, this time for the Colonials by number 56, Ryan Neerhoof, another linebacker, taking care of business in the end zone and breaking up what appeared to be another clear shot at the end zone. 12 seconds left, 4th and 8. Chris, break down the hometown instant replay for us.
Well, Brown's again going to be looking past. He's got the side guard to his left. Good blocking again, pass blocking, but yet another great play to make an incompletion by a linebacker.
Colonial linebackers doing it, and now look at the sidelines, getting the crowd involved. On for this field goal attempt is number 49 for the Flames, and that one is good. So Matt Bevins converts with 6 seconds left. They do get 3 points on the board at the end of this half, but that's not going to do them good enough, because the Colonials still will enjoy that 14-10 lead as they head to the break, barring anything crazy happening here in the last 6 seconds.
And they had 2 good chances at 6 as well, so that must be incredibly frustrating for them to come out with only 3 points when it was looking very much like they could have tied this game up going into the locker room.
And it has to boost the confidence of this Colonial defense. Yes, you allowed them to have 3 points, but in that drive, they ran the hurry up against you multiple times. Players staying out there for lengthy periods of time because of that hurry up, and then 2 linebackers getting involved in breaking up what appeared to be short touchdown passes. Joe Walton should be very proud of that defensive squad.
Yeah, you've got to be proud of guys like Bannis and Neerhoff, really going above and beyond the call of duty, dropping back, playing pass coverage, and able to break up 2 what would have been touchdown passes.
And that was 10 quick plays, Chris, that took up, they went 49 yards and only took up about 1 minute and 20 seconds. So defense having to be hurried out there. So they did a nice job only holding them to 3, and Coach Walton should be happy with them as they head into the locker room. A low squib kick. Take the time off the clock. Coleman has it now. Coleman going to come up the middle. Coleman looking for a hole almost. He's brought down at about the 36-yard line with 2 seconds left, and it appears you'll see the hopefully you'll see a kneel down from Jeff Sinclair as they come out here for the final 2 seconds.
You can't be displeased with this first half.
No, not at all.
I say that from a neutral standpoint, actually. I mean, for the Colonials, you especially can't be displeased. If you're Liberty, you're probably a bit miffed. But if you're a neutral observer, this has been a very good football game the first 30 minutes.
Correct. Someone that, as Sinclair goes now into the kneel down formation, takes that knee, and that'll run the timeout. The first half ends. Colonials 14. Colonials 14. Liberty 10, and we'll take a look at the touchdown that put the Colonials on top. And Chris, just break it down for us.
Oh, that was the play. Jamie Cobb reaching up and bringing that one down. And as you mentioned earlier, Chris Mayo, the freshman defensive back, making a freshman mistake, playing the man, not the ball. And that led to a touchdown.
It did, Chris. So at the half here, your Colonials are leading 14-10. over the number 15-14 ranked Liberty Flames. When we return, we will have second half action here on the RMU Sports Network, presented by Hometown Pizza.
Mr. Producer, you had 2 late tape rolls and the audio was late 4 times or so. Prime Cuts definitely got the best of you tonight.
Prime Cuts? Prime Cuts? Prime Cuts Theater? They are who we thought they were! That's why we went live! If you want to crown them the best show on campus, then crown them! But they are who we thought they were! We let them off the hook!
Mr. Spencer, one question, please.
Yeah, go ahead.
Why are you shirtless?
Good question. Spencer out.
So for Chris Baginski, I'm Ed Albert. We'll see you right back here next week on Colonial Sports Center. Good night, everybody.
Take care, everybody.
And that's a wrap.
Anything is possible!
At least he kept his pants on this time.
Hi, I'm Chris Walker, producer of RMU Live. Here at RMU Live, we take bringing you world, national, and local headlines very seriously, but even more so than those headlines, we need something else, viewers like you. So with just a 20-minute donation of your time, you can watch students present the news from right here on campus. So tune in, RMU Live, Tuesdays at 5:30.
Hi there. I'm Johan Blitzkrieg, host of Prime Cuts Theater.
For some people may call you.
Bliss Geiger. Hi, Brian Spencer. How's it going? May I continue? Well, it depends, like the underwear. On what? Depends on whether you could tell this wonderful viewing audience to watch Prime Cuts Theater, midnight, Fridays and Saturdays.
Ooh, you know what else you should tell them about? That good-looking Canadian guy that's on there, eh?
This is true. Who are you? You guys have got to be kidding me. You know what? I'm done. Done. Screw this. Done. Where you going, Blitzkrieg?
Off.
And if we just take a look at the stats quickly from the first half for the Liberty Flames, you'll see that the rushing leader was their quarterback, Mike Brown. 9 rushes for 58 yards, netting 56. And then their first running back on the board is Corey Davis with only about 15 yards. And Brown led the way with 15 of 21 passing, 138 yards and the 1 touchdown.
Hard to believe Miles Russ only with 33 yards so far.
And there is Brown, and he hands that off to Davis. And Davis makes that run count as he's out to the 50-yard line.
Pardon me, 73 yards. I had the first quarter stats in front of me, proving that everybody makes mistakes. But
only rarely, though.
Only rarely, that rare. So it'll be the first play from scrimmage leads to a first down. So the Flames starting off quickly.
Now Brown with Sir Chauncey Holloway as the sidecar, and he's going to hand it off to him, and Holloway up the middle, and he just keeps moving, and finally the Colonials' Michael Landers able to bring him down at the 35-yard line. And this is the Liberty team we saw at the beginning of this football game. They took it to him, they made quick plays, they were running, and you'll take a look at this hometown instant replay, homemade pizza in your hometown, Chris.
This is the first time that we've seen some good advances from the actual running backs, because this is Sir Chauncey Holloway just up the middle. Great hole created by the O-line.
Correct. And here's another handoff to Sir Chauncey. And that one will only gain about 2. And we'll bring up another second down here. So the Colonials defense, which had done a great job towards the end of that half holding Liberty and really not allowing them to gain large amounts of yardage in single plays. Now, with a couple of runs, Liberty already down into Colonial territory. It's Davis now, the sidecar for Brown. 4 wide receivers, he looks out and finds one, and that is Chris Summers again, who has been a very good target for Brown on the day. And that ball is caught, and it'll be about 3 yards short of the first down. It'll be a 3rd and 3.
You can tell some adjustments have been made at halftime, the way that they're quickly moving this ball here.
Excuse me, 3rd and 2 now, Chris.
And maybe the Colonials defense needs a little bit of time to get back into the rhythm that they had at the end of the first half.
So now Brown going with 5 wideouts, 3 to his left in the shotgun formation, all by himself. Takes the snap, he looks right, sees across the middle, and batted out of the air, and it's going to be a penalty. Looks like it may be calling a late hit maybe, possibly on the Colonials number 90, Gavin Marshall, who hit Brown after the play, after a great breakup by defensive line or linebacker. It looked like the Michaels was in the area as well. We'll take a listen here for the flag call. As it appeared that the flag came out at the same time of contact.
Personal foul, roughing the passer.
And that's what it is. It's a roughing the passer call.
15-yard penalty.
So that'll be a 15-yard penalty. So what ended up being a good play for the Colonials turned sour quickly.
Yeah, it really is a pity because that was a great play by DeMichael to break up the pass over the middle. And now it's inside the 15 to the Colonials 12. And this is just not what you want to start off the half. Defense looks a bit rusty. They're giving up big plays. They're giving up penalties. See if they can get it together here.
Yeah, this is not what the Colonials wanted to do to start out this half. Now, Brown with Corey Davis, sidecar to his left, trips to the left. Going with 4 wide receivers here. Handoff is to Davis, and Davis will take that out the middle for about a gain of 5.
Corey Davis, the ball carrier for Liberty.
So now, this is what we expect from the linemen of the Flames. Use that size and that strength to create openings for the running backs. And for some reason, they weren't able to get that going in the first half. But now, they're coming out of the locker room with a lot of momentum and, more importantly for them, a lot of yardage.
Yeah, and they've been sticking with the same shotgun formation, either going with 5 wideouts or having a sidecar in Davis. And this time Brown drops back. He was looking for Chris Summer on that play. Summer recovered well by the Colonials number 28, Rolf Bathold. And that ball goes out of bounds now for a 3rd and 7. So the Colonials trying to tighten it up here, Chris.
I don't exactly know what Brown was doing there. I don't know if he wasn't set, if he was trying to get it off too quickly. He didn't seem to have too much pressure on him, but that one just uncatchable. I think maybe a bit of miscommunication with the receiver.
Yeah, it didn't seem like he went through his progressions all the way either. But now he's got wide receiver on each side, and as well as a running back on each side. He's going to drop back and look for the pass. He goes across the middle looking for Summers again. That ball is incomplete. Good coverage by Colonial defensive backs on that play, including Michael Landers. So that'll bring on the field goal unit for the Flames.
So it could be the 2nd consecutive drive they have to settle for 3 points, in which they really looked like they could have gotten something more out of it.
And take a look here at the hometown replay, Chris. What happened on this play?
Well, it was too high. I don't know what's gotten into Brown these past 2 times, but he wasn't able to hit his man, and it looked like he could have threaded the needle, but just too high, and now they're going to have to settle for 3, if that.
Bevins comes out to try the field goal attempt. Brown holds a little bit of a low snap, but Bevins able to get it through and good. And so that pulls the Flames to within 1 point. So again, the Colonials, they give up a quick field goal at the end of the first half. They give up a field goal to start the second half, making it 14-13. And with more on the developments here of the Flames getting on the board, we bring in our sideline reporter, Lanny Klein. Lanny, what do you have for us?
Yeah, guys, a little bit of an injury update here. First for the Flames, wide receiver number 1, Chris Summers, who was knocked out on a pass play late in the second quarter by Mike Landers, is still in the game playing. And for the Colonials, defensive end number 98, Corey Roberts is back in the game, too, from an injury he sustained early in the game. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Lanny. That's great news to have Roberts back in the game there. The 6'1", 285 senior. Roberts injured on one of the plays there, as Lanny mentioned. And so Colonials staying healthy in this game. And as we were talking about before we tossed it down to Lanny, 14-13 for the Colonials. Giving up those field goals. Chris, how does this affect the Colonials as they went into the break with the lead after having given up a play and sustaining and not giving up the lead, and now coming back out and allowing points to get on the board right away?
Well, the thing is about the past 2 possessions is that they were field goals. So it's not all of that draining to a defense, you wouldn't think, but they can't like the way they just marched up the field there.
A nice high kick, and Coleman receives. He's at the 15, and that's where he'll stay as he's brought down nicely by Larry Claiborne, the DB for the Flames. And so the Colonials will start the play here for their first offensive drive of the quarter. from the 16 as you take a look there at Anthony Coleman not able to get away from Mr. Claiborne and is brought down. So 14-13 for the Colonials here. 1st and 10 from the 16, 12:21 left.
This appears to be the worst starting field position they've had all game.
Sinclair is under center. Link and Russ in the backfield. Twins to his right. Hands it off to Russ. Russ looking for a hole. A nice block there. Looks like he'll get some yardage out of it there, Chris. And it was a nice block for the Colonials by number 57, Brian Bevilacqua. And so as the Colonials break huddle, Sinclair goes back under center again. Link and Russ in the backfield. This time Twins to the left of Sinclair. Calls it out. He's going to drop back and hand off to Russ again. A nice hole created for Russ. Russ, if he can turn the corner, and he can't, is down to the 20. There was a hole there for Russ open. Almost able to turn that corner. If he gets by that one man, he could be off to the races. But that'll bring up a 3rd and 6 now, Chris.
Well, he's so quick, Russ. It's so hard to get a hold of him, but this second time they were able to get him on this drive by his legs. They can't seem to wrap and tackle him. He's so quick. As we take a look at the replay. But it'll be 3rd and 6 here, Ed.
Y formation with Russ and Link. Sinclair under center. Wide receiver to each of his sides. He goes through his progressions, finds Russ over the middle. Russ going to make a man miss, and he's out, and he gets down to the 29-yard line. That'll be good for 1st down yardage, and a great play call there on 3rd down, Chris, for the Colonials to convert and keep this drive alive.
Well, Russ couldn't get much on 1st down. Then on his 2nd down, it looked like he was going to. A good tackle was able to keep him from getting the 1st down.
Take a look here, Chris. Break down the hometown instant replay for us.
And then here in the hometown replay, you've got 3rd down. Sinclair had plenty of time, completed his drop back, and then just found Russ over the middle, and Russ had some room, was able to get the 1st down.
Colonials liking this package with both Link and Russ in. Shadre King in motion for Jeff Sinclair. Also has TJ Green. They're going to hand it to Link this time. A pitch to Link, and Link getting some nice yardage up to the 34-yard line. And between Russ and Link, they've had a great game, and really it's been the tale of two teams, Chris. Last week you saw Sinclair and Shadre King hooking up on all the plays, and this week it's been Miles, Russ, and Jeff Link in that run game.
It's always nice to see your fullback get yardage. He's been a very surprising source of yardage, Jeff Link. He's got a reception to his name. He's got some carries. So whenever you have two different guys with two completely different styles picking up yardage, you have to love that as a Colonial coach.
Sinclair with Shadre King in motion. He's going to give the handoff there, and that's going to go to Monty Ashby, the sophomore, and that'll be for a loss of yardage. Make it 3rd and 6 now, 9:41 remaining here in the 3rd quarter. Take a look at the replay on this one.
First time we've seen Ashby, but it's just proof that the Colonials still trying to mix it up a bit in the backfield, trying to get many different players touching the ball. And we'll see if he gets the ball anymore this game.
Colonials come with two wideouts and Shadre King to the left. Only one back. King steps off the line, now moves in motion. Coleman to the right. Sinclair looks left and finds a man, and a great grab and a beautiful route running there by Jamie Cobb, and picks up the 1st down for the Colonials.
Cobb did a good job at holding on to that ball because they were trying to strip it as he went down to the ground, force an incompletion. But here you have it on the hometown replay. Sinclair looking left, strong delivery, straight to Cobb, and Cobb able to wrap that ball up and keep it in for the 1st down.
So the Colonials now trying to march down this field and do some of the things that have been helping them throughout this game. They're in the I formation, Links the fullback, and it's a pitch out to Ashby, and Ashby gains about 3 yards. And so Russ now getting spelled out for a little bit as looks like he is on the bench there being attended to by some of the training staff. We'll see if Lanny Klein might have an update on that. Lanny?
Russ left the game a couple plays ago with a right leg injury. He's sitting over on the bench now with the trainers working him, so as soon as I see something else, I'll let you guys know. Back to you guys.
All right, thanks, Lanny. Just watched Russ get up off the bench here. Looks like he walked back over to the sidelines. It appears he wants to put his helmet back on, so we'll see if he does enter this game. Sinclair now, Ashby and Link in the I formation. The handoff fake to Ashby. Sinclair looking out for Link. That ball thrown just a bit behind him, and it'll be incomplete. And that'll bring up a 3rd and 7.
Yeah, whenever you go to some of the bigger blocking backs, whenever you throw them the ball, it's got to be right on target, because for the most part, they don't have the speed to come back to it or make a quick jump to the left or to the right. It's got to be right on target, and that time it was behind and a little bit to the left of Link, so that's why you had the incompletion.
That's right, Chris, and now the Colonials bring in some new personnel. They have Cobb out to the left, the Y, Chaudre King in motion. Sinclair drops back. Some feeling pressure from 2 guys, and he's able to throw it away, and it gets out of bounds, reaches the line of scrimmage, so no flags on this play, but that will spell the end of the drive. It's now 4th and 7, and you'll see Schertzinger come out onto the field for the punt.
But Sinclair seemed to know from the beginning that that play was doomed, and because of that, he was able to realize that he just needs to roll right, get out of the pocket, and then deliver that ball to the line of scrimmage so it wouldn't be grounding. And instead, it just sets up a punt instead of a penalty or possibly a turnover.
Yeah, that's right, Chris. And so, again, the Colonials making smart plays when the opportunities aren't there. They're making smart plays to not make mistakes. Schertzinger now for the punt, back to receive. B.J. Hayes. This ball is high. It's going to bounce at about the 12, and there to let it go. And stopping it at the 1-yard line. What a great play there by Eric Lowry, the sophomore defensive back right there. And that ball is going to be placed at about the 1.5-yard line. They'll call it the 2, but a great punt again by Schertzinger, and puts it right. That's the coffin corner you look for. Take another look at this one. A great punt here, Schertzinger.
Schertzinger had some pressure, too, there. That was almost blocked. But instead, it was the complete opposite of a block, a coffin corner, as you said. And great play there by Lowry at about the 1 to stop it at the 2. And now, 98 yards to go for the Flames.
And here's the Colonials' opportunity to really show their presence and their defensive presence in this game by shutting down Liberty. And Liberty comes out for what we've seen for the first time with a defensive back and actually Mike Brown under center. Been a while since we've seen that, and he's just going to try and push it forward in a big pile, almost a goal line type formation, only at the wrong end of the field, Chris.
You hate to run the goal line. It's your own goal line. But they just need some space to operate right now. At the 2, you don't want to have your quarterback drop back for a pass, and you don't want to try for a toss or anything, because you're basically working in your own end zone. And, of course, if you're tackled in your own end zone, it's 2 points and good field position the other way, as you got to punt it.
And that's the thing, Chris, and that really goes against all of Liberty's game plans, and that's why field position is so important in this game, because Liberty has pretty much ran this entire game out of the shotgun, and now they're forced to put Mike Brown under center with 1 wide receiver and a big set in there, and that's a false start. He moved. They're going to move him back.
It'll be half the distance.
That one looked like it appeared to be number 76.
Number 88, excuse me. Half the distance to the goal, 2nd down.
79, my apologies there, but still, the Colonials backing them up. A false start now, back to 2nd and 10, and so Liberty having to work out of this, and the Colonials doing good things. That field position game, Chris, we talked about it in the first half. This is where it's at, and now Liberty to the I formation. They're going to hand it off, and he's going to be stopped. Is that close? Ooh, maybe got a half a yard. Looks like it still appears to be spotted at about the 1 or the 2, and this will bring up a 3rd down and 10. Take a look at the replay here, Chris.
Well, this is where the big guys make their name here, situations like this. And the Colonials defense trying to get them to at least hold them, because right now, even if they get out of this unscathed, points-wise, they're still going to have to punt it away from deep in their own end zone.
And here's the shotgun formation, 4 wideouts. Brown with some time. He's pressed all the way, and he's just going to lob this one up, and he's looking, and that one's way out of bounds. The only man in the area was Summers, but we have a flag here. Could it be a holding call? It looked like...
I don't know, Ed. The hit looked late.
Ooh. I don't know. I see the Colonials coming off the field clapping. Let's wait for the call from the officials. Safety. It looks like DeMichaels is making a safety reference.
If it's holding in the end zone, it would be a safety.
Here's the referee. And here's the holding signal. That's a safety, and the Colonials defense puts 2 points on the board. So now 16-13 the lead. The Colonials now enjoy a full possession lead over the Liberty Flames. And Chris, this all starts with a great punt by Nick Schertzinger and Eric Lowry, special teams getting it done. It's really a team game that the Colonials have put together today. An offense, defense, and now special teams and defense that put it together. Wow.
And they're winning that battle in the trenches against the men that we said earlier definitely have the size advantage, but
here's a look at the hometown instant replay, Chris, of this holding call in the end zone. And right there you see it. And so there's the call, and now coming out for this safety free kick, it looks like they're placing the ball on the tee. It appears they have placed the ball at the 20, and it will be a kickoff from number 49, Matt Bevins. So the approach and the kick by Bevins. Back to receive is Anthony Coleman, and he does so. Some good blocking. He's going to try and turn the corner and not quite able to get around the last guy, and he'll be down at about the 37-yard line.
So again, good starting field position. The only time they didn't get it was that first drive of the half. We'll take a look at this. Coleman centers under it. He gets it, and then he's able to elude a man.
And right there, just brought down by the shoelaces.
Good job by Coleman, though, because he didn't have quite a lot of blocking, so he had to make some moves on his own.
Miles Russ now back into the game for the Colonials. Shadrare King in motion. Sinclair under center, and the handoff is to Russ. Russ looking for a block. Got one momentarily. And then is brought down. Brian Bevilacqua with the block there. Gain of 1 by Russ.
Looks like it was Lilliard who brought him down, the defensive back, as we take a look here at the Hometown Pizza replay. Here's Russ trying to work the right side.
There you see Bevilacqua, Chris, almost able to get that block through and then not quite getting it done in the end. So gain of 1, 5:30 left here in this third quarter. If you're just joining us, the Colonials defense just getting a safety on the board and putting them up 16-13 now. Anthony Coleman in motion. Miles Russ and Jeff Link in the Y formation. Sinclair drops back. He looks to his left. Going long is number 2 for the Colonials, and that is TJ Green with a long completion. And Jeff Sinclair hooking up with TJ Green for a long completion, Chris. That's a great play.
Brilliant catch, too. TJ Green, 6'4", so he's got quite a bit of height.
And here it is again,
We'll take another look at this one. So we got Sinclair looking left the whole time, and then he just lofts it. One-on-one coverage. TJ Green facing off against number 13, Dante Jeter. He owns a 5-inch height advantage on him, and he used all of it there to make that grab.
Pardon me, Chris, that'd be Ron Hobby for the Flames. But it looked like he was giving him face-to-face coverage, so not the ideal situation. Oh, and it's the lateral to Russ, and now Sinclair going deep, and he's looking for Green again, and that ball too long. It looks like there's a flag, though, and it could be defensive holding. The Colonials coming at it with the trickeration. It looked as if Russ did want to throw, and he did go back to him. A very good play fake there, and we'll wait for the officials' ruling here. Some good play calling, though, by the Colonials to keep Liberty on their toes, make them respect all aspects of the Colonials game.
Problem, though, is Green never really broke off from his man on that play. They weren't fooled, it seemed.
It's going to be offensive pass interference. So it will remain first down. The Colonials will be bumped back, though. So they'll place the ball at the 41-yard line. And so now the Colonials will have to gain some of that yardage back that they just got on that big completion.
It's unfortunate, too, but if there was an interference on that play, it was looking like it possibly could have been an interception. So that was a good thing that there was some interference. Better 15 yards than 6 points the other way, or a change of possession.
Russ, the lone tailback, they pitch it out to him. He heads to the left side, cuts back into the middle, and there he is met by Liberty defenders, and that's number 33 for Liberty and Kyle O'Donnell. the redshirt senior linebacker brings down Russ. No gain on the play, brings up second down. And, excuse me, loss of 2 on the play, second down, 22 to go.
They've, seemingly in the second half, they've found more of a way to contain Russ. And that is really something that they're going to have to do because he has just been getting big runs the whole time. He's a big threat, and they need to shut him down if they want to win this game.
Coleman in motion. Sinclair out to his left. He's got pressure coming. Good block pick up by Miles Russ. He looks down the middle for Anthony Coleman. That ball almost picked off by the safety, Brendan Robinson, the junior. They call him a defensive back here on our sheet. Looked like he was in the safety position there. Take a look at the replay. This will bring up third down and long. Chris, break it down for us.
Sinclair's been looking downfield recently, and also good block there in the back by Russ. But he hasn't been making good decisions downfield, it seems. There was the throw in the end zone that almost was an interception, and then there was that one there to a double-covered receiver. So Sinclair needs to, I don't know if it's the play calling or anything, but I think the Colonials need to go a bit shorter. Right now they don't have much of a choice, though, at 3rd and 22.
Sinclair bobbles the snap. He's in the shotgun formation. That causes some confusion. He's just trying to run and get out of it. He's going to run away, get up to the 35. But that play really had no chance from the beginning. And, oh, he's pushed again. No flags. Looked like some contact there as Sinclair goes down. But that play really fell apart right at the beginning when he was not able to handle the snap properly.
Yeah, there it is. He drops it. He's able to pick it up. And then it looks like run was on his mind the entire time. You might just want to maybe get into field goal position there.
So that'll bring Schertzinger and the punt team out once more. Let's see if he can get another nice coffin corner kick, and let's see how Eric Lowry, the attack man, went down there and did a good job last time. So we'll see how special teams is able to put it together here. Once more, back to receive is B.J. Hayes. And the Colonials take the delay of game penalty to give Schertzinger a bit more time, space to punt that ball. But with that being said, before this punt gets underway, let's send it down to the field and Lanny Klein. Lanny?
Thanks, guys. Well, you're really seeing a really complete game here today by the Robert Morris Colonials on both sides of the ball, with the offense having big timely plays, defense stepping up and making some big defensive stands, only holding Liberty to 13 points. But you're also seeing big plays by the special teams, which the big punt last possession led to the safety. Back to you guys.
And speaking of special teams, Lanny, there's Eric Lowry again, and this time the ball down at the 4-yard line. And so Schertzinger and Lowry becoming quite the team. We saw last week it was Sinclair and King. This week it's Schertzinger and Lowry.
Some of the unsung heroes here on special teams. You saw, you pointed out that it's a bit of a cheeky move to do that. You get the delay of game penalty whenever you're in a spot like this so that you back up a bit and you get some of that space. Seeing how that was down at the 4, they needed that extra 5 yards that they stepped back.
Correct. So maybe one of the only acceptable times where you say taking a penalty is okay. But Liberty brings their offense back out onto the field, and this dominating Colonials defense also returns to the field. Brown puts a man in motion. That is B.J. Hayes. He's in the shotgun. He rolls to his right. He's looking right. He's feeling no pressure, gets out of the end zone, and Alex DeMichael is right there to bring him down, and that's going to be a loss of 2. Alex DeMichael, he wanted to wrap him up quick, and that's just what he did, Chris.
Well, he started on the inside of the line.
Here's the hometown replay, Chris. Give it a breakdown.
He's the inside linebacker, so he starts in the middle. He doesn't stay there, though. As you can see, he's all the way on the far side, and he's able to generate a loss of 1 they'll give on the play.
Looked like it could have been more, but that will make it a 2nd and 11. Ball now on the 3-yard line. Brown still in that favored shotgun formation. He's got a man in motion. That is number 48, Peter Gagliardi. Quick out there to Chris Summer. And Summer makes it out to about what appeared to be the 11 or 12-yard line. Looks like they'll spot it actually, though, at the 13. And so that'll get them out of the hole from the end zone, but bring up a 3rd down.
Summers had some good moves there to buy some yardage. He kind of faked to the inside, then back to the outside, trying to shake off the corner. And then he was able to pick up a good gain as they've only got 1 yard to go here, 3rd and short.
That's right, Chris. So we've got a 3rd and 1 here. The Colonials defense, which has been so dominating here for the second half of this 3rd quarter, are faced now with a tough task at hand. Brown in the shotgun formation. The man in motion is Hayes. The handoff, though. And it's going to be tight here. The referee comes into spot. Looks like the referee may be calling for measurement. If we can get a look on a replay here, we'll be able to take a look. They are moving the chains, though. So they are going to give them the first down. Looked like it may have been close, but first down nonetheless, and so the Colonials now need to regroup and try to focus on stopping them again.
Yeah, they don't have the luxury of having them backed up in their own end this time, but still a lot of yards in front of them for Liberty.
Brown with Sir Chauncey as the sidecar, pump fakes. Now feels the pressure. He's running around. He's back into his own end zone. To his left. He looks downfield deep, and he's going to find a man, and the man makes that catch, and it's Irvin Gardner. The Colonials defensive backs getting there in position, and still Gardner able to make that catch, and Mike Brown using his feet there, and that's the way he's been getting at the Colonials all day, using those feet to his advantage, rolling out and finding a man.
But not only was Garner able to make the grab, he was able to hold on to it because he was just jarringly hit there. But good move. I did not see him holding on to that ball. That looked like he didn't have it, but amazingly, he was able to hold on to it.
So as this 3rd quarter winds down, 28 seconds now, Brown back to pass. That ball is complete to the tight end, number 89, Tommy Shaver. First time he's seen the ball all day. And that'll move it up to the 45-yard line, 2nd and 2, as they quickly try to get another play in here with 13 seconds remaining. Shaver will go out, 10 down to 9. Looks like they may decide to let the time run out. No, they're going to try to get the play in down to 4. 3-2, Brown in the shotgun. It's 1, and he doesn't get the snap off, and that'll be the end of our 3rd quarter with the Colonials leading 16-13 here at the Joe Walton Stadium. With that being said, we'd just like to say that this broadcast is sponsored by Hometown Pizza. Homemade pizza in your hometown, the ultimate QVQ, quality, value, and quantity, all from Hometown Pizza. When we return, it will be the beginning of the 4th quarter here on the RMU Sports Network, presented by Hometown Pizza.
Hello, boys and girls. This is your old pal, Stinky Whizzleteeth. This is a song about a whale. No! This is a song about being happy. That's right. It's the Happy, Happy, Joy, Joy song.
Happy, happy, joy, joy, happy, happy, joy, joy. Happy, happy, joy, joy, happy, happy, joy, joy. Happy, happy, joy, joy, happy, happy, joy, joy. Happy, happy, joy, joy, joy.
I don't think you're happy enough. That's right. I'll teach you to be happy. I'll teach your grandmother to suck eggs. Now, boys and girls, let's try it again.
Happy, happy, joy, joy, happy, happy, joy, joy. Happy, happy, joy, joy, happy, happy, joy, joy. Happy, happy, joy, joy, happy, happy, joy, joy. Happy, happy, joy, joy, joy.
If and you ain't the granddaddy of all liars, the little critters of nature, they don't know that they're ugly. That's very funny. A fly marrying a bumblebee.
Happy, happy, joy, joy, happy, happy, joy, joy. Happy, 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 joy, joy, joy.
And welcome back here on RMU Sports Network, presented by Hometown Pizza. Getting ready to begin the 4th and final quarter, hopefully, of this game. I'm Ed Albert alongside Chris Baginski, and it's our pleasure to be bringing you this non-conference matchup between the Liberty Flames and your Robert Morris Colonials. Colonials leading 16-13, and Chris Baginski alongside me here. It's been a very entertaining game so far.
It's been entertaining from a neutral perspective, definitely, because first of all, It's 16-13. We've seen everything. We've seen touchdowns, field goals, safeties, defensive plays, big offensive plays. This game really has had it all, and it also has the underdog story for the home team opening up the season here at Joe Walton Stadium against a ranked opponent in Liberty that just knocked off a FBS team in Ball State. But now it could be another type of knockoff if this continues.
That's right. It's a 2nd and 2, and that play is a handoff to Corey Davis by Mike Brown. And it looks like it will be enough for the first down. So now 1st down and 10 at the ball at the 41 for the Flames. And they are charging down the field here. They've had this drive going. It started way back at their own 4-yard line with a great punt by Nick Schertzinger and a down by Eric Lowry. And now the Flames have really been able to press out here, as you see Brown now in the shotgun formation. He's going to run with it. Drop back, thought about it, and then right up the middle and finally taken down.
Takes a lot of confidence for a guy like Brown to go up the middle. The speedy guys, of course, like it where there's space, but to go right at the Colonials defense, and especially at their 2 inside guys, DeMichael and Navarro, that does take some guts, and he was able to get 3 yards out of it. So it probably would have been a better idea for him to go to the outside, just saying, in hindsight, which is always 20/20.
2nd and 7 now. Brown in the backfield all alone. He's got 5 wide, trips to his right. His favorite target so far has been Chris Summers, but he's going to decide to run with it. He's brought down by big number 90, Gavin Marshall, the 310-pound redshirt senior. And Brown may feel that one tomorrow. Take a look at the replay on this one, Chris. Watch.
It's been a pattern on the last 2 plays, where you can see Brown's going to get the snap in the shotgun, and he's going to look past. No, he's not. He's going to wait for the blocking to pick up, and then he's going to try to advance it upfield. So he's probably trying for the Colonials to respect the pass, go back a bit, and then open up some room for him there to run.
Brown now with B.J. Hayes and Corey Davis. Sends Hayes in motion to the left. Takes that. And he's going to go across the middle and wide open. He finds number 2, Irvin Gardner, and that's going to be a touchdown. Pretty easy play there, Chris. Not even a chance. He had Gardner right over the middle. Brown didn't think twice about it, and pretty easy hookup.
Yeah, and this actually leads to the first lead of the game for Liberty. But we'll take another look at this because it really was, as you said, an easy play. Brown is going to have it here. And then he just threw it downfield, and it was that same spot where that other completion was for the touchdown. That spot between the corners and the safeties where we're playing back deep. And then he just made one move, made the safety miss, and got the touchdown, and then the extra point, as you see.
Yeah, the point after is good, so the Colonials go from having a 3-point lead to being down 4 with 13:01 left here in the 4th quarter. 20-16, the Flames lead, and that will up Irving Gardner's stats by a good bit. He went into this drive 4 for 70, his longest being 33, and that one will definitely make that much longer. A 9-play, 96-yard drive, taking up 4 minutes and 38 seconds on the clock. So the Colonials, now they're back into a hole that they really haven't been in most of the day.
It's going to be interesting to see how they respond because it's been close, but they have looked like the better team up to this point, and they've been, at worst, tied throughout the game. They've either led or tied. This is the first time that the Flames have been on top all game. So now it's a different role for the Colonials, and we're going to have to see how they can respond to this because the pressure is definitely on them now, although there is still plenty of time.
There is, with a lot of 4th quarter left to go. But the unfortunate thing is the Colonials have not faced this team from behind yet. So, as you were saying, it will be interesting to see how it plays out. Out for the kick is going to be Matt Bevins, and back to return for the Colonials will be Anthony Coleman. Bevins with the approach, and the ball is in the air, and Coleman back to receive. A deep kick. Coleman fields it at the 2. Coleman looks, and right into the man and down at the 21-yard line is Coleman, and so the Colonials will begin the drive at the 22-yard line and see if they can recapture the lead that they have held for so much of this game.
Francis Baugh and Justin Gunn just able to shut down Coleman there, converge on him here on the near side. And Now the Colonials, who have had good field position all day for the most part, now start from their own 22.
Twins to the left for Jeff Sinclair. He now sends Link and Russ into motion, into the Y. It's going to be a handoff to Russ. Russ finds a hole. He's going to turn the corner this time. I think he's going to be able to do it, and he does, and he's going to stutter step. He's still on his feet and makes it all the way out to the 44-yard line. A great run by Miles Russ and some great blocking on that play, Chris. Break down the instant replay for us.
Well, Russ in space is a very dangerous running back, and there he is. He gets to the outside, and then here you're going to see what stops this from being a touchdown. Right there, didn't catch the number, but one of the players for the Flames able to just slow him down so he stumbles, because otherwise he was going to be in pay dirt.
Miles Russ in space makes for some very dangerous space. Sinclair now under center. That same Y formation with Russ and Link. He's going to drop back. Looks to his left, and he looks for Anthony Coleman, and what a great over-the-shoulder catch by Anthony Coleman down to the 21-yard line, and this is the kind of drive the Colonials needed to pick themselves up after that, and Anthony Coleman getting the job done. What a beautiful catch, Chris.
Yeah, the pass wasn't all that bad either, because it was thrown in a way coming to the sideline that only his receiver could catch it.
Let's throw it down to Lanny Klein on the field real quick with an update during this intense drive following up with this drive. Lanny, what do you got for us?
All right, yeah, guys, as Robert Morris drives here late in the fourth quarter, look for them to use tight end Shadrae King. He hasn't been used much here today, and look for them to get a big spark from here down here in the red zone. Back to you guys.
Great stuff, Lanny, and that's a great point to bring up. You know, Shadrae King has not touched this ball hardly all day. Sinclair now under center. He's got the lone man in Russ. And looks like there's some movement. And it's going to be a delay of game call. So the Colonials will be pushed back 5 yards. They'll go back to their own, to Liberty's 27 now they're pushed back to, and it'll bring up the 1st and 15. Lanny Klein with some great stuff, Chris, and he brings up the interesting point of how's Shadrae King going to be utilized here late in the game with 11:42 left.
Exactly, because he had 3 touchdown grabs, including the game-winning one last week, and we haven't seen him touch the ball all game.
Sinclair back under center, Russ the lone back. He has TJ Green to his left. It's going to be a handoff to Russ right up the middle. He has a nice hole, and he gets out to about the 21-yard line. It may say, it looks like they're going to spot at the 22, but another great run by Miles Russ to get some of that yardage back. Looks like he gained about 5. Take a look at the replay, Chris, and show us, break down. Look at the hole.
So here's Russ. The hole there, he didn't actually seem to use the hole. He cut back, and then because that was a very good block put on there by Corey Koniecki, the senior, but he didn't seem to use it, Ed.
Sorry, Chris. Yeah, it appeared like the hole began to close up, and he decided to go another route as he gets the ball again, and this time he's going to turn it to the left corner, and he's going to go, and that time he uses a big hole and takes it down to the 7-yard line, and that time he was able to utilize some good blocking. And Miles Russ, he loves going to the outside. He loves going off, out, and taking it wide. But we do have a flag on the field. Let's take a quick look at the hometown replay.
So Russ is going to take it to the left here. He follows his blocker, and that block creates all that space on the outside. And the blocker in question was 66 Nate Hargraves on the outside.
It's a personal foul. It's going to be a face mask. That's going to be a 15-yard penalty. It'll be the automatic first down for the Colonials. That'll put them at 1st and goal from the 7-yard line. And so the Colonials now are in a very opportune spot where they can try and recapture this lead.
They should probably stick with what's been working with them and stay on the ground with Miles Russ, because Sinclair made some bad decisions earlier on in the half. He's had some very timely completions, though, but right now getting it done for them has been Russ. But Russ doesn't seem to be on the field. Instead, it's Ashby who's in the backfield.
That's right, Chris. So now the ball placed at the 3-yard line. Colonials with 1st and goal. Shadrae King out to the left as in a receiver mode. Twins to the left, and they look for King, and King pushed a bit. No flag on that call. Looked like there was some contact, but maybe giving that 5-yard bump, and it'll be incomplete, and it'll bring up another 2nd down and goal.
Yeah, the ball was spotted at the 3, and King appeared to be at about the 1, so definitely well within that 5-yard chuck zone, as they call it. But it's a gray area, that.
Take a look at the replay here, Chris.
Replay presented by Hometown. He throws to the left, And the hands of the defensive back definitely all over King.
So King back out to the left, the Twins to the right again. Sinclair is going to pitch it out to Miles Russ this time, and he gets a great block, and he's into the end zone for the Colonials. Touchdown, Miles Russ, who has been the star on this drive, punches it into the end zone. Some great blocking by the Colonials, some great play calling, and now they go back on the board with a score of 22-20 to reclaim that lead with 10:20 left as the extra point team gets out on the field. Chris, what a great play call. Here's the hometown replay.
Yeah, he had 2 blocks to the outside, but he decided to cut in a bit, and then that is what and that was what was able to generate the touchdown. A bit tongue-tied here at the moment, but just good play by the Colonials.
Understandably so here with the excitement that the Colonials are putting on. The hold and the kick is good by Garrett Clausen, makes it 23-20, and so the Colonials now back to enjoying a 3-point lead.
And still plenty of football left to be played, most excitedly.
It's been an incredible game, Chris. I think at the beginning of this broadcast, if you would have told me the Colonials would be leading at halfway, almost halfway through the fourth quarter against a ranked opponent, I would have called you crazy. But so far, the Colonials have put on a great show, and they've really competed with this very good team and just showed why, anytime 2 teams get on the gridiron, anybody can come away with a victory.
They're playing to their strengths. If you have strength on the other side and size on the other side, then you have to counter with speed and get away from that size and strength. That size and strength isn't going to matter much in this game if it can't catch the speed. And so far, the Flames, at the right moments for the Colonials, have not been able to catch Miles Russ.
The Colonials, Chris, on that drive, taking care of business quite efficiently, using only 6 plays and covering 78 yards of ground in only about 2 minutes and 35 seconds. So the Colonials making the most of the few plays that they have called. Clausen now setting up the ball, and he's going back to kick. Back to return, 2 deep for the Flames. Number 7, B.J. Hayes, as well as number 24, Sir Chauncey Holloway. Excuse me, that's number 20, Danny Brogan. Taken by Hayes. Hayes up to the 30, 35, and down to about the 37-yard line.
So some good field position for the Flames here. It's been an interesting special teams battle so far between the 2 coverage units. The Colonials have been doing really well in punt coverage, but the kick coverage, a little to be desired here.
We see a good block there by one of the Flames players to allow Hayes to get a bit more yardage there on the hometown replay. Got to thank Hometown Pizza for sponsoring this telecast. Hometown Pizza, homemade in your hometown, the ultimate QVQ, quality, value, and quantity. Hometown Pizza.
Thank them for keeping us sharp in the second half here due to the halftime meal.
They are. Got to thank our production crew, too, for getting us some great replays. But right now it's Mike Brown, and he's going to, and it's going to be a fumble. They're going to, no, it's going to be a forward pass. Looked to be a bit lateral, though, behind the line of scrimmage, but they call a forward pass. We'll take a look at the replay, see how it was. But the intended receiver there was Chris Summer.
Yeah, let's see here. That, we can't see
Yeah, from that angle, Chris, a bit hard to tell, but the Colonials thought they had an easy 6 almost, but it's incomplete. 2nd and 10 now from the 38. Brown back into that beloved shotgun formation. Looks like Sir Chauncey Holloway as the sidecar goes in motion. Now we have trips to the right, 5 wide. He drops back, looks across the middle, and they're looking for B.J. Hayes. Looked like a bit of contact there, but another incomplete pass. So it seems like Brown has been rushing his throws lately. The Colonials seem that their coverage is picking up, and it's been harder for Brown to make those quick passes.
Yeah, they've been putting him under a lot of pressure as the crowd starts to get into this. It's almost half and half between Liberty fans and Colonials fans here. The Liberty fans have really traveled well. They had a large tailgating tent in the parking lot outside of Joe Walton Stadium, and now it's the Colonials that are vocal in their own home.
Brown again in the shotgun. Had Sir Chauncey as a sidecar, and a beautiful throw by Brown intended for Irvin Gardner, our touchdown receiver from earlier. Thrown right to him, bobbled right through the hands, and take a look at the replay, Chris.
It's strange because we remember Gardner for making that grab whenever he was just nailed by 2 Colonials, but there, that pass almost tipped. But there it is. That's a catch that you should definitely make. I mean, it wasn't the easiest catch in the world, but it was far from the most difficult.
And so one of the things that we have seen few times today is the Flames go 3 and out as Larson punts it back for Anthony Coleman, and that punt is going to bounce into the end zone for the touchback. And Coleman looked like he put his hands together there because he looked like he wanted to go after it, and then it thankfully bounced into the end zone. And so the Colonials will be able to start from their 20-yard line. With 9:52 left here, they hold a 23-20 lead. And just to pick up about the Flames drive there, they go 3 and out, not something we've seen much today, only one other punt on the day, and really the first time that they've been held to not any yardage gain on those drives. Did not gain a single yard on that drive.
And you have to question exactly as to why. I mean, you can credit the Colonials, but some of the plays just not being made, like that dropped catch we saw.
Colonials in the I formation, the handoff is to Miles Russ. He spins another corner, and he is going. And boy, what a pickup by Miles Russ, as we have talked about all day. Miles Russ keeps those legs moving and gets that ball out to about the 32-yard line.
Oh, he seems energized now. And as we take a look at the Hometown Pizza instant replay, Russ, just look at the movement. He starts up the middle off tackle, and then he gets towards the sideline, and he's finally brought down by one of the defensive backs, actually, as he gets that far down the field. Really, he can just move all over the place. The fact his speed north and south is impressive, but his lateral speed's good too, and the moves he can make there.
Had the touchdown earlier, Chris. Should be approaching 100 yards on the day very soon. This time he gets spelled out, and the handoff is for Ashby. And so Russ getting a little bit of a breather, grabs some beverages on the sidelines, and hopefully we'll see him back in there, as Coleman now will check back into the play. Gain of 4 on that, Chris.
And you need strategy like that, putting guys like Ashby in to spell Russ, because you need to keep speedy running backs hydrated, energized, and everything, because if they start to get fatigued, then their #1 threat is taken away from them. So this is good in circumstances such as this to use a different running back other than Russ.
This time the give is to Link, and Link not able to get anywhere. That'll be no gain, if not possibly a loss of 1 on that handoff, and that'll bring up a 3rd down and 6. Excuse me, that's a loss of 3, 3rd down and 9.
Certainly not the direction they want to go into. As we take a look at the replay, Link has it, and then you have to give it there. I don't think that was much of a Colonials fault, as it was just a good play by the Flames. Terry Adams, we've called his name before, able to just tear through 2 blockers and bring down Link.
So now the Colonials with a 3rd and long. Sinclair under center. The man in motion is Green. Sinclair looks for Green, and the pass is too low and too short. Green tries to make the grab, not able to, and that'll bring on Schertzinger and the punt team for the Colonials.
Sinclair definitely didn't seem to be all that comfortable there. And we'll take a look as to why exactly that was. Now, let's see, not too much pressure, actually. It's just he didn't seem to go through his progression, and that went low and a little bit wide, so it'll be once again Schertzinger's time to shine, hopefully for the Colonials.
So here's Schertzinger, back to receive is Hayes, as he has done all day. And it looks like it'd be a bit of catch interference. Did not see him call for the fair catch, though, Chris.
But you still
just
have
did
to
not get into the he got into the bump zone for safety.
Yeah, that would be punt catch interference, the official call.
Correct. For an update now on Colonials football, let's go down to Lanny Klein. Lanny?
All right, guys, with just under 8 minutes left here in the game, this is the real tough time of the game where the Robert Morris Colonials defense is going to have to step up. They've been doing it all game, holding Liberty to basically nothing. So this is where they're going to have to win the game for the Colonials. Let's see if they can do it. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Lanny, and he makes a great point again, Chris. The defense has been getting it done all day, and here the defense finds themselves out here on the field, and it's going to be their task to shut down Mike Brown and this very high-powered Liberty offense.
Easier said than done, and they're going to be starting on the 48 after that penalty on their side of the field. So even though they've shown that they can drive 96 yards and score, it's much easier to do it from 52.
Brown puts the man in motion. That's Hayes. He has Davis to his left, trips to the left now, looks left, goes for Hayes. Oh, and it's a fumble, and the Colonials hop on it. That's number 91, and it's Nolan Neroff, and he hops on the fumble, and the Colonials have the ball, and that is the defense that we were just talking about. Lanny mentioned it. We were just talking about it, and Nolan Neroff creates the fumble. Well, doesn't create it, pardon me, but hops on it, and now the ball headed the other way.
Well, I want to take another look at this one because of the fact that it looked like there was actually maybe a bit of a hold on the outside. If we could take another look at this.
Here it is, Chris, the hometown instant replay. The ball out at that point. Maybe get a better look at that from a different angle, but here it is again. There's the ball out, and that is number 58 for the Colonials, Robert Williams, creating it as the offense back on the field. We will revisit that play shortly. Sinclair under center. He has the Y4 formation in behind him. The handoff is to Russ. Russ spins around and gets about 5 out of that, and Russ just keeping those legs moving. But Chris, we go back to the fumble on the play.
Well, Williams told me he was going to have a big game, actually. Spoke to him earlier this week.
And here's the instant replay.
Take a look at the fumble. Now, here's the hold I'm talking about there. It looked like Garner. They called it clean, but that could have been called holding on another day. But it's no matter because at the end of the play, the Colonials come up with the fumble.
Appeared Hayes turned to go too quickly before he actually had control of the ball, which enabled the Colonials to capitalize. The man in motion is TJ Green. The pitch is to Russ. Russ gets through one man and then not able to get through another, and that'll be a loss of 2. It'll be 3rd and 9. Excuse me. Oh, they're going to give him an extra yard, 3rd and 8 from the 48-yard line.
Well done by the Flames to close in on him, though. You have to shut him down early, right as he gets the ball. There you can see one's already in his face, but there was a good block, and then he's brought down by number 33, Kyle O'Donnell there, before he can get much of anything.
So Kyle O'Donnell with that tackle. And how about our production truck, Chris, bringing us some great replays all day. Got to thank them down there because it's a thankless job. But now Sinclair under center.
Except when you're in the booth.
Shadrake King in motion, brings trips to the right. Sinclair, though, being wrapped up, and he is brought down finally at the 45-yard line. Pressure out of nowhere, and Sinclair looks to be baffled as to why he was allowed to just be pounced on before the whistle blew that many times, but it brings up a 4th and long, and so the Colonials, again, will have to bring Schertzinger and the punt team out.
Well, guess what, Ed? This game's going to be won by the defense, it looks like, because the offense, they were able to get it done and get the go-ahead touchdown after they went down for the first time, but since then, Liberty's defense has really been looking strong, and the Colonials will have to be able to match them.
So Schertzinger with the punt, and waiting is B.J. Hayes. Here's his chance to redeem himself following his fumble. Makes one man miss, makes another miss, makes one more miss, a broken tackle. He's gone, he's at the 30, he's at the 45. Schertzinger's the last man to get him. He stays on the sidelines, he's down at the 40. And, oh, Colonials get lucky. He stepped out of bounds at approximately the 49-yard line because he was gone, Chris.
I think this will be coming back, though, because there's the flag on the far side, and it looked like Lowry was maybe blocked from behind. We'll see what exactly the call is, but I do believe this will be coming back.
Good eye, Chris, good eye. That flag came in late behind the play as the play was progressing the other way. Wait for the call from the official.
Referee for this afternoon, by the way, Gregory Allen. Haven't name-dropped him yet, so we'll have to do that.
Your umpire is Jim Kaufman, linesman James Vance Sr., line judge Jeffrey Osborne, field judge Scott Winder, side judge Dean Laura, back judge Sean O'Gallagher, clock operator is Mark Volkic, and the play clock is Bill Heidkamp.
And they've all been in the background this game, which is what you want.
So as we wait for the call here on the field, as the referees are huddled up right now, both the defense for the Colonials and the offense for Liberty huddled up, and here comes the call. No foul on the play.
A bit hard to believe, I think.
So that will leave the ball at the 49-yard line for the, the 45 is where they're actually going to mark him out. They're going to change the ball spot as they see.
Stepped out about midfield, it looks like.
They do finally change that now. It will be at the 49. It looked like there was some bit of confusion on the field here, Chris, where they were going to be spotting. It is now at the 49. Coach Walton out on the field talking with the official, not very happy with this call.
The block in question that could have been a penalty was while the ball was in the air. So
Joe Walton giving the business here.
As the Colonials were running towards the flag end over here, that's where the block took place. Lowry, the one who got, well, what I thought was blocked in the back, but the officials appear to disagree.
Well, Coach Walton there really giving it to the referee, Gregory Allen, and not much satisfaction as Walton walks off the field, but we still have 5:09 left to play here as Brown is in the shotgun with Corey Davis as the sidecar, and Brown going to run it himself up to the 45 down to the 43. About 2 yards left for the first down as the clock ticks now down to 4:55. So now, Chris, the clock becomes sort of more of an enemy to both teams, as you know, you have Liberty trying to get onto the board and the Colonials trying to stop them from scoring so that they can just run the clock out.
The common enemy, the clock, at this stage of the game, as we've got a Colonial player down there on the far side. Can't get a number, but they're stretching the right leg, so hopefully just a cramp or something.
We'll take this time to thank our presenting sponsor of this telecast, Hometown Pizza. Homemade in your hometown. It's the ultimate QVQ, quality, value, and quantity from Hometown Pizza.
Good saying, QVQ. I wonder who came up with it.
Say it would be one of our television engineers, Joe Hale, coming up with the QVQ saying, and it proves true as we see number 53 for the Colonials, Steve Mitchell, walk off the field under his own power, which is a good sign. But Hometown, we thank them for presenting this game for you here on RMU TV, as well as Moon Community Access Television, the RMU Sports Network. Mike Brown in the shotgun. Corey Davis, the sidecar to the right, 4 wide. Looks to his left, finds Chris Summer, makes a turn. He's down to the 28-yard line as he goes out of bounds. That'll stop the clock at 4:39 and pick up the first down.
Well, this isn't what the Colonials want here as we take another look at this. Summer with the catch, and then look at the turn. He notices all the players there on the inside, turns towards the outside, and is able to pick up the yardage necessary for the first down. And 4:35 to go. Clock winding, and knocking on the door are the Flames.
Brown still in that beloved shotgun formation. This time the sidecar is Davis to the right. He looks left, he has pressure coming, and he's wrapped up, and it's a sack for the Colonials. Number 58 for the Colonials, Robert Williams, the man you said who told you he'd have a big game. Looks like he may pick up half a sack there, sharing with a D lineman. Looked like Gavin Marshall may have been involved with that play as well. Here's the instant replay. Chris, break it down.
Well, good snap, looking, and then just bursting from the outside is Williams, and then
Here's
Marshall
the snap,
assisting
the
on the
handoff
sack.
is to Davis. Davis up the middle, and looks like he gains about 3 yards. Sorry, Chris.
Which makes this down even better for the Colonials as they were able to force that sack. Then just a short gain, and now 3rd and 7. So this is coming right down to the wire, really.
The clock keeps ticking here, down to 3:30 left in this game. 3rd and 7, ball at the 24-yard line of the Colonials. The Flames trying to press in, reclaim the lead that they held for a brief period of time. RMU 23, Flames 20. The shotgun formation. The man in motion is Hayes. Trips to the right now. Dropping back is Brown. He looks for Summers. Summers completes the catch and is out of bounds at the 14-yard line. Excuse me, the 12.
There's some great routes being run by Summer. They're really utilizing the best of his abilities. He's all over the place.
As you see here on the Hometown replay, Chris.
So dropping back is Brown. He's going to throw. And then Summers was going forward, and then he sort of curled back a bit to get that one. Curled towards the sideline and made the grab.
The man in the backfield is Chauncey Holloway. 2 men to the right. The man in motion is the fullback, number 48, Peter Gagliardi. And the run going nowhere. So now 2:38 as the clock continues to wind. The ball at the 13-yard line, 2nd and 10. And so the clock, Chris, keeps on ticking and ticking. Which way will it go, Chris?
Well, we don't know, but here's the previous play. The handoff there. And then he couldn't get much of anything. We'll hope that the Colonials will be able to keep that rushing game to a minimum for the Flames.
Brown, the only man in the backfield. Quickly over to Summer, a high pass, and it doesn't do too well as he does make the grab, but Colonials immediately surround him and bring him down right away, bringing up a 3rd down play now as the clock ticks down to 1 minute and 55 seconds.
That was a good pass rush by the Colonials that forced that bad throw by Brown. High, bit of a duck, this one. There you can see he threw it on his left foot. He was not set at all. And then having to leap up to get that one was Summer. And because he had to get that one, he can't run as quickly. The defensive players can close on him, and then that's why that happened as it did.
1:30 now left in this game. The shotgun formation, Sir Chauncey Holloway, the pump fake by Brown. He goes deep, and that ball is nowhere. It's out of bounds, intended for Summer. Great coverage by Michael Landers on that play for the Colonials, and that brings up 4th down and 9. And you'll see the field goal unit come on in. Matt Bevins for the Flames. Bevins will kick, Brown will hold. As you see the hometown instant replay.
That was good coverage there. They were able to cover the receiver downfield despite the pump fake, which faked out one of the players. That was Brad Manis, but that's a linebacker, so we don't expect him to make
This is for the tie, the hold, and the field goal is good. So Bevins converts, ties this game up at 23-all with 1 minute and 19 seconds left here in the 4th quarter. So this gives the Colonials what could be the last possession of the game. As you take a look here at the game-tying field goal, Bevins gets it through the uprights, a good hold by Brown. The hometown instant replay.
No real pressure either, just a chip shot for the tie.
So with 1 minute 19 left, Chris, what are we going to look for? How are the Colonials going to win this game?
Very interesting question, because Russ at times has been able to get a lot of yards, but then at other times the Liberty defense has just shut down the Colonials. We have to wonder what kind of defense for the Liberty Flames and what kind of offense for the Colonials we're going to see, because it's been half and half so far, basically. Now, recently, it has been more of the Liberty defense winning the battles, but the last time the Colonials were under a bit of pressure and they were trailing, they were able to score and take the lead back. Now it's tied, pressure back on the Colonials offense to retake the lead, but at the same time, they can't turn it over.
Anthony Coleman back to receive the kick from Bevins. That drive is a 9-play, 39-yard drive, totaling 3 minutes and 50 seconds of clock time run off. Here's Coleman. This kick is way deep, and this kick is out of the end zone for the touchback. So the Colonials will have to start deep in their own end at the 20-yard line if they hope to get down to get in scoring position. At this point, only a field goal needed to win the game. They have 1 minute 19 to work with, and importantly, Chris, all 3 timeouts to work with. That has to play into their favor.
It's worth pointing out that both teams have all 3 timeouts, because in the first half they were a bit more loose with the usage of the timeouts, but now this basically, it gives them a lot of options, the Colonials. They can run any play they want. 80 yards is really not all that much to go whenever you have over a minute and all 3 timeouts.
So here it is. Split backs. Sinclair drops back. Good protection. He looks. Rolls out. He finds Shadre King for the pickup, and King with a gain of 5. King's first grab of the day as they hurry back up here as he did not get out of bounds. Clock down to 1 minute 6 as they hurry up and huddle. Down to minute 2 now. Minute even. Sinclair under center. He drops back again. Again, good protection. He looks down the middle again, finding Shadre King, and that should be enough for the first down if forward progress is marked. We'll see where they come in to spot this. The clock now down to 48 seconds.
They've stopped it.
And they have stopped it, and it is a first down. They give him the forward progress, so the Colonials will hurry up and line up and try and get this off before. Nope, they're going to spend a timeout. So Robert Morris spends their first timeout with 48 seconds left here. The ball is at the 32-yard line after 2 quick completions to Shadre King from Jeff Sinclair.
Well, it could be a matter.
Replay.
Could be a matter of them wanting to
see it
discuss as we take a look at that last one by King. There you can see he's across the 30, and forward progress would deem that that is a first down.
That's right, Chris. And so now they'll take some time to think it out here. 48 seconds left. And, you know, as our reporter Lanny Klein mentioned earlier, it's a defensive game, so now it's Liberty's turn on defense to try and tighten it up and see if they can shut down the Colonials. And for the Colonials, they've got to just keep pressing on. A couple of quick completions right now, and they've got to try and get this ball down the field like they've been able to do so many times today.
I think they're going to need a quick chunk, though. They're going to need a play that gets them at least 15, 18 yards in these next couple of plays, because I'm not sure if that's the right move to do to get those short yardage plays, because then you might have to spend timeouts or something of that nature, and those are going to be valuable here.
Sinclair drops back again, some great protection. He looks down long across the field. He finds Shadrae King across the 50 to the 44-yard line, and another great completion by Shadrae King as the clock is stopped as for the first down. It's 41 seconds left. The Colonials hurry up and get to the line. Looks like some miscommunication, and they're going to take another timeout as they're not able to communicate properly and have to burn another timeout. Here's the hometown instant replay, Chris.
That will give us another chance to look at the play here. Sinclair, quick drop back, great form on this, and then he just delivers it hard over the middle. High, but not too high, as King able to make that grab and then get that nice chunk of yardage we were talking about.
Well, we've waited for him all game to show up, and right now the King is in his corner, helping the Colonials march down the field. Now 3 straight completions to Mr. King, and Sinclair able to hook up with him on these plays. Some great passing, and the Colonials, they've been able to do it both ways today. They've had a lot of great ground yardage gained by Miles Russ and Jeff Link, who've been grinding it out on the field, and now hooking up with Shadrae King. You've seen Anthony Coleman involved. You've seen TJ Green involved, and Jeff Sinclair able to hit all these different receivers, use the targets, and now with 41 seconds left, trying to march down to get a victory for the Colonials against number 14-15 ranked Liberty Flames. Here we go. Sinclair under center. He has Russ as the tailback. In motion is TJ Green. Sinclair drops back. Again, good protection. He's going long for TJ Green. TJ Green, there's a bit of a push, and he still makes the grab, and he's down to the 12-yard line. What a grab by TJ Green. Another heck of a pass by Jeff Sinclair. 32 seconds left, down to the 12-yard line. The Colonials hurry up. This may be a spike here, as they only have 1 timeout remaining, as the Colonials try and get in position. The clock has not yet started. Now it begins to roll down to 30 seconds, and Jeff Sinclair drops back, and he spikes it with 27 seconds left. Wow, Chris, wow. Here's the hometown replay. Take a look at this catch.
Very smart move. Let's take a look at this catch. Sinclair to his left throws this one. And then, yeah, that definitely looked like it could have been a penalty, but since it was caught, the play on the ball from Kawan Lee is a moot point, and that will be a big first down now. The clock very much the enemy of the Liberty Flames.
Now the play clock kicking down to about 13-12 as the Colonials still have yet to huddle up. It's at 9, it's at 8. The Colonials need to get into position. This is not a timeout call. Down to 3, down to 2.
I think they got confused.
Down to 1. It looks like maybe the play clock had started early.
Oh, okay.
No timeouts have been taken off the board, yet the clock remains stopped and both teams huddled up, so not sure what happened there, but regardless, Jeff Sinclair is under center. Shadrae King in motion. Link and Russ in the backfield. The handoff is to Russ, and Russ, he turns the corner, and he's in the end zone for the Colonials. Touchdown, Miles Russ with the touchdown, putting the Colonials on the board. 29-23 with 22 seconds left, and the Colonials are on the board in the lead. Only 22 seconds left. What a play call, what a drive. Break down the hometown replay for us, Chris.
Just look at the hole. That's all you need to say. Look at that. Brilliant blocking. One of the blocks was by Jeff Link, number 34, the fullback.
How about Brian Bevilacqua there, number 57, creating a hole. As we'll get back to this play in a minute, let's take a look at the extra point here as Garrett Clausen comes on. Schertzinger with the hold. The hold is good. The kick is also good. That one over top of the net, hitting the scoreboard, and the Colonials now 30. The Liberty Flames 23. That was a 6-play, 80-yard drive, only 57 seconds. The Colonials very efficient, Chris.
I think he was a bit pumped there, Clausen, to hit the top of the scoreboard. But that drive basically shows how multi-dimensional the Colonials offense is. We finally see Shadre King. He makes some big catches. Sinclair looks as confident as I've ever seen him.
He's really come into his own, Chris. You know, the other thing that it got so intense that I wanted to mention is how the Colonials manage the clock. It seemed like the last couple of seasons they've had some issues with clock management late in games where they've been able, you know, to be in position to try and win games, and the clock management has really got them. Today they've been managing the clock very efficiently, used their timeouts while still have one left, able to down the ball. They've done some great things, Chris, and this team just keeps getting better.
And then what's the second part of that multi-dimensional offense? Miles Russ.
And there you see it. So you've seen it be Miles Russ on some drives all day. You've seen it be Jeff Sinclair and his receivers all day. On this drive, they took both good things, put it together, and really wore down the Liberty defense, as Clausen now hopes for a very deep kick back to return for the Flames. It's a short kick, and it's going to be number 3, Jeff Fogg, receiving this one, and he is taken down at the 31. A nice tackle there by Brad Bannis. And 18 seconds remain, and Liberty must start at their own 33 if they hope to have any shot here.
Bannis really having quite the game, whether it's on special teams, whether it's in pass coverage. He's basically doing it all out there.
He has been, Chris, all day, and if the Liberty Flames wish to upend or even have a chance to win this game, they're going to have to put this ball in the end zone in 18 seconds and then hope the extra point is good and then take it to an overtime. So here is where the Colonials defense earned their scholarships.
All 3 timeouts, though, still.
It's Mike Brown. The sidecar is Corey Davis. Davis with a good block there. Brown, he's going to run it. It's down to 14, 13. Brown runs. He runs and runs, and he runs out at the 45. So Brown out of bounds with 10 seconds left at the 45-yard line, and that's the kind of plays that if you're Liberty, you really don't want to see, as he wasted about 8 seconds of clock there.
Yeah, and the way that the defense is set up is they've got the players spread out a lot all over the field.
Like a prevent defense
the so-called prevent defense. Now, of course,
only prevents you from winning, Chris.
As one John Madden once said, but
timeout Liberty on this play.
So since the clock was stopped, they just want to discuss matters.
So now Liberty with 2 timeouts remaining. 10 seconds remain. 30-23 is the final score. Not the final score. We hope it's the final score. Is the score right now. So much energy going on up here, Chris. It's really been enjoyable to call this game.
It really has. You could not have asked for a better game to start off the season. You got the ranked opponent coming into Joe Walton for the home opener, and you've got a beautiful day. You've got a nice crowd for both teams.
And we could not have done it today without the help of our presenting sponsor, Hometown Pizza. They've been bringing you the replay all day, and look at Miles Russ, Chris.
Link making the block there, and
as well as Bevilacqua.
I was going to let you say his name because I was looking for his name to be able to pronounce it correctly.
Say it with me, Bevilacqua.
Bevilacqua.
You got it. And he has been instrumental. The whole entire offensive line for the Colonials today has done a great job. Liberty breaks huddle. The time has now started. The play clock begins. It's down to 20, 10 seconds left in this game. Excuse me, in regulation, I should say. Mike Brown has Corey Davis to his right. He drops back. Some great pressure by the Colonials. Brown out to his left, 6 seconds. He throws deep, and it's out of bounds, incomplete, with 4 seconds remaining. So now you got to go deep.
Wasted 6 seconds there looking for that receiver and ended up not hitting him. And even if he did, it wouldn't have been much of a gain. Maybe close to the lead stick, but that's about it.
And barring some defensive penalties, Chris, this could potentially be the final play of the game. I believe our own Lanny Klein is standing by, hopefully, for a post-game interview following the game here. Liberty takes another timeout. This has been an intense game, Chris, and the Colonials, you couldn't ask more from them. They've done it all today. They've done it on the ground. They've done it in the air. They've done it on special teams with some great punting and fielding. They've had great returns, and that defense has got a safety today. They've been holding play, Liberty to, limited attempts, and it's been a very good team effort as you see the hometown instant replay of this incomplete pass that brought the clock down to 4 seconds.
Yeah, he took a lot of time. He was moving around looking for an open man, then just forced it towards the sideline, couldn't get the completion. But you have to wonder, how much of this is from that win last week, whenever the Colonials lost the lead in the last minute and then had to come back, drive down the field, and were able to win it. If that game would have gone a different way, would they have had as much confidence as they had to take on a ranked opponent here today? Very true, Chris, and this could be it. 4 seconds left. Mike Brown, he's in the shotgun. He has Corey Davis to his left. 3, 2, 1. The clock is at 0, and coming up from behind is 96. It's a deep Hail Mary pass to the end zone. And it appears to be intercepted. It's an interception, and the Colonials have defeated the 14-15 ranked Liberty Flames, and the fans and the team and the cheerleaders and the band, they all rush the field. The Colonials have upset the Liberty Flames. Just look at these pictures that we are picking up here, Chris. Just an incredible sight here. The Robert Morris campus, the students, the fans going wild. And why not, Chris? What an incredible game this team has played. And this is a great sight because we have not seen this type of atmosphere around the football team for a few years. And this is just an amazing sight to see. Yeah, we're both juniors, Ed. The first 2 years we were here, not a lot of reason to celebrate. The Colonials football team hasn't really been shaking things up. Well, they just pulled off a huge upset here today. And it makes you feel quite excited for the rest of the home games this season. And what did just happen, Chris, is amazing. And so the Colonials just, they put it together last week against Sacred Heart, opening up the conference schedule very well. You take a look at this hometown instant replay coming to us very shortly here of the play in the end zone. And unbelievable game, Chris. And the Colonials, they're really putting it together this season. This will push them to 2-1 on the year, undefeated in the conference, and they defeat number 14-15 ranked Liberty Flames. Your final score this afternoon, Robert Morris University Colonials 30, the Liberty Flames 23. Just a very good game. It's one of those games that you didn't really know how it was going to go. You had a feeling that Liberty was ranked, they were going to impose their will, and that it might not have been very much of a pretty matchup to watch at all. But this was an incredible game from a neutral perspective, and, well, if you want to feel what the Robert Morris Colonials fans feel, then just take a look at your TV screen. Well, at midfield is where they're celebrating, but right there, it is. The complete opposite. Now, it was devastation followed by jubilation. We've been waiting now for our sideline reporter, Lanny Klein, to find us an interview. If we toss it down to you, Lanny. Lanny, what do you have for us? Who do you have with us?
I'm looking to, I'm going to try to grab Miles Russ right now after they clear out the field here, trying to get to him. So let you guys know when I can get to him.
All right, we appreciate that, Lanny, and so we will stand by here and just keep describing this game as Lanny hopes to secure Miles Russ for a post-game interview breakdown, as Miles was very instrumental in this game, Chris. You saw him get it done on the ground. He caught a few balls out of the backfield, and, you know, a team effort, and you can't do it without a good run game either. And Russ basically was that run game. He was out a couple times, you know, for some spells. So, and here we go, Chris. We've just received the final stats from the great athletic department here that Robert Morris has. Miles Russ, 20 carries, 153 yards, 2 touchdowns, an average of 7.7, and that pretty much story of the day there. You see, if you look at Sinclair, Chris, 13 for 21, stays off the interception board, 271 yards, 2 touchdowns. Just a great outcome. But this is arguably his best game, because although he had 3 touchdown passes last game, he did have an interception. So that was the big thing. The Colonials did not turn over the ball at all. A turnover, especially seeing the final score and how it ended, could have really turned the game around. But the Colonials stayed virtually mistake-free, and this is the result, 30-23. They did, Chris, and now the man himself is Miles Russ. Here is Miles Russ alongside Lanny Klein. Miles Russ, 153 yards, 2 touchdowns today. Lanny, give us Miles.
All right, Miles, great game today, 154 yards, 3 TDs, 2 rushing, 1 receiving.
Yes, sir.
How'd you do it?
Oh, man, first of all, I want to thank God, but I have to give it to my O-line, man. My O-line, fullback, and then the wide receivers, they blocked downfield this week. And that's one of the things that we was talking about last week. We had a little misconception about blocking. But we got together, man. This is a setup game. That's what we're saying all week. But the O-line, fullback, and wide receivers did a great job.
No, huge game. Obviously, they were a ranked team. How much does this mean to you guys, especially going on to the rest of the season?
Oh, man, this is just another stepping stone, man. It was just great, for everybody to show up because we knew they was going to bring people. And it was funny. We knew that they was going to take us lightly, and we just came out to play it, man. It's just a big boost for this playoffs. We get to make the playoffs for the first year we win our conference. And these are the teams that we're going to have to play in the playoffs.
All right, congratulations, Miles. Great game.
Thank you.
All right, guys, back to you.
Thanks, Lanny. Great stuff. Hopefully you catch up with someone else. That was a great interview. Just great stuff today. And we'll send it back down to you, Lanny, as I see Alex DeMichael is standing by. Go ahead again, Lanny.
Yeah, right now we're standing with Alex DeMichael, star of the defense today. Obviously, they're a ranked team, high-powered offense. How are you guys able to contain them and slow them down?
I mean, they couldn't run the ball on us. You've seen it. The last two games, no one could run it on us. 10 yards, yeah, like 100 yards, but, they tried running the ball a lot more. They didn't use number 1 enough. That's a big-time player, almost made a catch in the end zone. Good thing for Michael Anders, made a big play. But I'm just proud of these guys. They come in, number 12, just knocked off a Division I team, Ball State. And we shocked the world. We were on ESPN. I'm just so proud of these guys, especially Miles, Russ, and my defense. We're one team now. First game, we didn't play well. Second game, the offense helped everything out. Third game, offense, defense, special teams. We came together, and that's it. We won. We just shocked the world. We just got to keep rolling. We got St. Francis, or Liberty, or not Liberty, but who we got next week? Wagner next week. They're tough. They played us well here last year, 10-10 at halftime. We ended up pounding them. It's going to be another game. We got to get ready. We can't let this win overcome us right now.
All right, thank you. Congratulations on a great game.
Say hi.
All right, guys, back to you up in the box.
Thanks, Lanny.
DeMichael so pumped he wants to play Liberty again next week.
That's a good one. And so they take on the Wagner Seahawks next week up at Wagner University. Wow. He really embodies, the heart of the team. And, we've had the chance to talk to him the last couple of years, and he's always that team guy. And here you see, saying everyone playing together as a team, and a lot of the things that we've talked about today, the special teams helping it out, offense getting it done through the air and on the ground, defense gets a safety today and really holds Liberty to a fair amount of yards.
I'm sure DeMichael helped bring them together, though, some of that senior leadership, especially the defense. And Lanny Klein has yet another player ready to talk about this big win.
I believe he's down with Coach Banaszak. Go ahead, Lanny.
All right, Coach Banaszak, huge win. How were you able to slow down their offense?
Well, I think we did it with some pretty good defense at times. We wanted to make sure we contained everything and not give up any big plays, and we did that today.
Obviously, huge win. What does this mean for the program moving on?
Well, I think it gives our kids a confidence that we can play with, some of the best teams in the country. We got a long road to go, but, with our conference getting an automatic qualifying bid to NCAA playoffs, I think that means a lot to this football team. We've got to go out there now and beat Wagner on Saturday. After tomorrow, that's what we're going to be focused on.
All right, thanks, Coach. Congratulations on the win.
Thank you.
All right, guys, back to you up in the studio.
Lanny Klein, can't thank you enough. Some great interviews you've had for us today. We've talked to Miles Russ, one of the leaders on the offense today. Chris, we've talked to Alex DeMichael, always a leader on defense with 13 total tackles today. And then we talked to Coach John Banaszak. Everybody just very excited about this win, and it can only mean good things for this, this team moving forward.
This team, in all likelihood, are going to feel unstoppable moving forward, and it's a great feeling to have. And especially as they enter the conference season, because something that you've heard both DeMichael and Coach Banaszak mention is the fact that for the first time this year, the Northeast Conference has an automatic bid to the NCAA tournament. If the Colonials win the conference, they will be playing for, football's big dance.
That's right, Chris. And quickly before we sign off here, we'll give you a rundown of some of the final stats. Of course, the final score, Robert Morris 30, Liberty 23. Passing yards for each team, Robert Morris outpasses Liberty 271 to 267. Kind of surprising as Mike Brown sat back in that shotgun formation almost all day and did a lot of passing, so that was great to see as well. And then if you look at the defensive side, the Colonials with that one interception late, and, they hold Liberty to 405 total offensive yards, which, considering how powerful of an offensive threat they were, holding the 405 and then outgaining them with 417 of their own.
Just a great performance the entire way from everybody. The defense stepped up whenever they needed to. The offense got it done. They didn't get it done every drive, but they got it done in a timely fashion.
Okay, Chris, and quickly we we extend our post-game coverage here. We send it back down to Lanny Klein down on the field. Lanny, you have quarterback with us, Jeff Sinclair.
All right, great game. 2 big touchdown passes. What was going through your mind when going in the field on the last drive there?
I mean, just last week. We did it before. I mean, I wasn't nervous. I was calm. I, just getting everyone all pumped up, and we can do it. I mean, we proved it here. We proved it last week. And we proved it today. So, I mean, just calm and just came out, and I was ready to go.
And I already asked a couple of the other players, how big is this win for you guys moving on the rest of the season?
It's huge. I mean, we just want to get our name out there. I mean, we knew we were going to have, like, a good team in the offseason. I mean, we all worked our butts off and everything like that. And I mean, this is a huge one. After they just beat Ball State, they upset them. So, I mean, it's huge.
All right, thank you. Congratulations on victory.
Thank you.
All right, guys, back to you up in the booth.
Thanks, Lanny. Again, there you have it from quarterback Jeff Sinclair. He was 13 of 21 today, 271 yards, 2 touchdowns. That was, a great performance from him as well.
It's a scary thought for the rest of the conference to have a true sophomore quarterback with that much confidence and that much ability.
Okay, Chris. Well, it's been a pleasure calling this game with you for myself and Lanny Klein, Chris Baginski, our producers, Jake Neal and Brooks Bratton, all of our production crew, the help from Moon Community Access Television and RMU TV. I'm Ed Albert, and good afternoon. The Colonials win 30-23, your final score, upsetting the Liberty Flames. Good afternoon, everyone.
Takeout meals for just $12.99. Call them.
Sherry Pearson. You are the sole surviving heir of the King of Montanopolis, and you are now worth $45 million.
I'm rich. This can't be real.
Of course it's not real. Come on. Having money isn't about luck. Like that takeout meal. Cook at home instead, you can save thousands a year. Feed me.
Feed the pig.
Get your Smokey on. If you see someone in danger of starting a wildfire, step in and make a difference. Because 9 out of 10 wildfires can be prevented.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
In 1977, an 8-year-old boy picked up the game of golf from his father. The odds of that same boy then making it to the US and European Pro Golf Tours? 1 in 7 million. The odds of the Big Easy winning the US Open twice? 1 in 1.2 billion. The odds of him having a child diagnosed with autism? 1 in 150. Ernie Els encourages you to learn the signs at autismspeaks.org.
Thanks. You believe this guy?
Are you trying to start a wildfire?
Sorry. Pass the honey?
9 out of 10 wildfires are caused by humans.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
My joints ache so bad, I wake up in pain every day. I want to know why.
I want to know why my hair is falling out.
How did this happen?
How did this happen? A little pain in my knee. That's how it started.
That's how it started. This rash on my face, now it's like my body is attacking me. I want answers.
When you don't have the right answers, it may be time to ask your doctor the right question.
Could I have lupus?
Hey!
Ready to go?
Yeah, but the fire's not out.
Close enough.
Close enough? If it's too hot to touch, it's too hot to leave. I mean, the next thing you know, you've torched our whole neighborhood.
Which is why we're not going anywhere?
Exactly.
9 out of 10 wildfires are caused by humans.
Only you can prevent wildfires.